Hey everyone. We're back for the new year.
One way to start.
Welcome back.
Yeah. I was impressed with the automatic fade. Yeah, that
Like
actually
that.
did.
It feels like forever since we've all sat around and talked.
It almost has been.
Yeah.
Feels like 3 days.
Never happened.
Jason looks so much more different.
He's grown so much.
He's gotten
Yeah.
so much taller. I know Jason's taking care of some personal stuff.
Don't say it like that. That sounds terrible. It's,
He's-
it's
he- all
a
right.
positive thing.
He's buying a car. He couldn't be here tonight. Regardless, you were going to join us tonight anyway. I'll let you introduce yourself in a moment. But this show might have like the sixth guy here every now and then and join us, and it'll be a good time. If you want to give yourself a little introduction here,
I'm Mark.
he's got to come up on the mic a
Yeah.
little bit.
I'm Mark.
There you go. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark, how are you?
Hi, Mark. Welcome to Nerds Anonymous. I met Mark at your party, your
Yep.
birthday / Christmas Eve party, and me and Mark. I don't think I talked to many of his guests once Mark showed up. I was like, bye everyone, I'm going to go in here with him. And that's where I was most of the night. It was a really good time. I learned some stuff about Steve that night too, that he likes old school hip hop. I was like, oh my god, he has a Most Def. Like we were listening to like Miss Fat Booty and stuff. I was having a blast. Yeah, you don't know anything about that.
Andy.
I heard Most Def. Miss Fat Booty. I never heard in my life.
It's just it's a storytelling song where it's pretty much
Oh,
him,
like Rapper's Delight? Does it know that?
Kinda.
Kind of.
He meets this girl at a club and she plays him off, and then he meets her again, and then she's like, oh, okay, and then they kind of like get into each other a little bit. But she has a fat butt, and that's how he remembers her.
Three. It's a 3-verse. Like the first verse, he meets her. Second verse, they kind of like hook up, and then third verse, she skips out on him. It's a good song.
It's the best.
Yeah, I've never
You
heard of
definitely got my credentials, though. You know where I'm at now. It's pretty funny.
It was fun, man. It was really fun.
I had a great time.
So yeah, if you guys like what you hear, check out all the links below. You can check out Andy's podcast link in there, as well as our donation page and our merch page, so you can buy some merch for the brand new year and help us get cool stuff. But yeah, so I have a little bit of news here. I have pulled up, see if anyone's into it, and if anyone has any other news that they've seen, you guys can bring it up as well. The first one is there's some rumors going around about a Switch Pro. Have you heard about this?
I read here and there.
Been here.
No, I seen that computer
sort of
switch.
touch
The
on
Alienware one.
So
That was cool.
Alienware's like,
Who's it for, though?
It's pretty much a Switch, but it plays Steam for the most part.
Yeah, how's that gonna work? Like,
No idea. Battery life is like what, 38 minutes?
yeah, but like, just is it all Steam? Like, so it's all streaming?
I guess. No, supposedly you can download stuff to
Really?
it. Yeah. There's not much out, just kind of photos here and there.
Yeah.
But then like
It looks cool.
the newest photo is even crazier because the controllers actually undock from it and
Yeah.
click onto like an Alienware.
But then what do you do? Can you turn the thing up to a TV?
yeah, just to a TV.
Oh,
It's
okay.
literally a Switch,
So it's
but it plays PC
who would want
games.
to take it off to put it there? And be like,
Yeah.
like that's the screen you're playing. Whoa, ghosts!
It's a spooky ghost.
Ghost. If I could share with you, I did a. Oh my god! It was probably like 6 years ago now. I supported a Kickstarter. It was kind of on a whim. This company said that they were going to make a PC handheld. Anybody familiar with the Steam controller?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
It has like these haptic. They call them haptic
Oh,
pads.
they're like
So it's like a mouse,
That's like a
but it's
polygon
on.
thingy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like this big, and it works like a mouse.
okay.
Oh, okay.
So this company, it was the Kickstarter that almost didn't happen. I kind of invested more money in it than I should have for a
Ugh.
Kickstarter. And then it didn't go, and then it was back on, and then it got canceled again. And actually, I guess they're shipping it this month, which I'm pretty excited about. So finally, it's like seriously 6 years later.
Yeah.
The problem was they, I'm digressing slightly. As time was going on, they were falling more and more behind with technology, so they had to keep it relative. So like the price that I paid isn't even close to what it's going to be when it comes
wow.
out. I paid much less realistically, but it was their fault, and they're kind of owning up to it, which is cool. So it is a handheld PC. It's called Smatch Z, and
That doesn't roll off the tongue.
No.
Interesting name.
yeah.
but it like they're saying, well at that time it would have been like Fallout 4 at 60 frames per second, no problem on this handheld. So
Nice.
I don't. And they said that they kept that all relative, so I guess we'll have to do like a little review when I
Yeah.
get it.
How do you put games on it?
Download.
Oh, okay.
It has an SD card reader on it, and then you download. There was a version that I did not opt for that had 3G at the
wow.
time.
Yeah.
We're not there anymore, are we?
No, we're like 5G.
Like I said, it was a long time ago.
It was awesome.
I went with
Time.
I went with the Wi-Fi one, so
Yeah. And realistically, I mean, you're better off with just the Wi-Fi. PlayStation Vita had a 3G version, and I don't think people ever really took note. Like, I don't think anyone really used it. Like, it wasn't.
The Vita was kind of a big bomb.
Kind of was.
PSP did all right, but the Vita was like,
yeah.
No
So
idea what they're talking about.
Just like handheld
yeah, it's a
systems.
PlayStation handheld.
And then I guess they're going to be making an NBA Jam.
I didn't click on that to
online, like an online version that you can like play in arcades against other people in arcades.
Really?
That's interesting.
Yeah, and you could buy the console for home too. Like it's a stand up console.
Oh.
but it's going to be online NBA Jam.
Can't wait.
Pretty wild.
Thank God for that, because there's no more arcades.
Yeah.
That's we played NBA Jam at that Beer on Wall on Penn in West Reading.
Oh,
Me and Andy went,
Yeah.
and
it's on the corner.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Yeah, I was never in there. It used to be a cheese restaurant
Yeah,
called Say Cheese. Oh no, it was cheese something.
It's about middle of the block.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it down across from the old theater?
Down on the same side of the street, maybe 2 or 3 buildings down.
Okay.
Maybe a little more.
I haven't
than
been
2 or
there for
3.
a while. That was the old comic book store down there.
Yeah, it was
I haven't
awesome.
been down there for like 3 years.
I beat my little brother, and I joined his game halfway through, and he was kicking the shit out of the Orlando Magic, and I was like, "Oh, I get Shaq," and I hit like 4 threes on him with Shaq, and the whole time I'm in the theater, I'm going, "Boom shakalaka! He's on fire!" Like, oh my, oh my!
Put that code in and get Bill Clinton. I was like, oh,
I was.
and the Moose or whatever.
There's people just watching us play, laughing because I kept doing the guy's voice, and it was.
Who were the like hidden elite characters for that? It was Jason Kidd and somebody else. Does anybody
forget.
remember?
I know they had like a fake. I don't know if it was this one or one of the other ones. It was like a fake Michael Jordan.
Fake Jordan.
They did fake Jordan. They did some of the mascots, like from the actual teams.
That's right.
which is
Well, you have to
pretty
be
cool.
careful too because
You could be the Chicago Bulls.
a lot of people get confused with NBA Jam and then Hang Time because Hang Time was really popular at one time too.
No, I have NBA Jam on
Yeah,
Super Nintendo.
What was Hang Time on?
N64. It's like the next step up.
I don't remember.
I don't remember that either.
That was a really good one. That was another one too. You could put like the codes in and like get big hit. It played just like NBA Jam. It was a lot of fun.
Spiritual
College
successor
Slam.
anyways.
It was like NBA Hang Time,
Yeah.
and it was also an NFL Blitzer on the same time.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
And it was like almost like the same commentary guy too for
Really?
both of them. Yeah. And then we all got a game coming out. I just wanted to kind of see if I'm the only one who's going to be buying this or playing it or even excited for it. Animal Crossings.
I'm over the moon.
Can't wait.
I've never
I'm
really
over the
played.
moon.
I never really played much of them, so I don't.
I haven't
much.
played any of them either. It was one of those games that I wasn't allowed to play because it was my mom's game, and if you fucked up the save,
Oh yeah, she not.
it was one of those things where like don't even touch it because if you log on and mess up the save. But I always watch them like this is cool. It's kind of like I don't know, like it was City Builder meets like Harvest Moon meets like, so it's a little bit of a mix of everything. And the newest one is you're stuck on a desert island, and then you build up your whole desert island.
Yeah, it looks. I watched the trailer. It looks cool.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I'm pumped.
Me too. Mark and I spent an unreal amount of hours on the very first one for GameCube.
Really?
Unreal. I mean, like that game probably ran for at least 2 hours a day for like fucking 3 years. I'm not joking.
Wow,
I'm not
That's
joking.
nutty.
There was a lady online, I guess, like she was like 67 years old. And I guess she still plays her first save file, and she still has it going.
I
cool.
still have mine too, actually.
Yeah.
It's like Mark and I's. We had houses in the same save. So that was how, like, I would play and then I would just save and quit, and then he would get on and continue whatever I was doing or
Oh,
whatever
so you
he
guys
needed
would
done.
play the same file?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
The goal was to rob good characters off of each other.
That came
some
later.
Of the characters like you, and some of them don't in the
Right.
game. And if you like the way one of the characters looks or whatever they are, you'd be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna hook this guy up and rob him."
You're sending him letters and gifts, hoping he moves to your town.
And then you rob them.
Well, no, you don't rob him.
No.
It's definitely
They just
not go down
they just
like that.
moved to that town.
You rob the person.
Oh, okay.
You
They
get-
go to
you
that
get-
town,
you get
yeah.
the character.
I always like the customization in Animal Crossing.
Sure,
Well,
me too.
And,
It's very expanded in this new one.
I can't wait.
And it was really cool because I actually made a Gundam T-shirt
Nice.
in there. I actually like did it like freehand. It looked fucking crazy how I did it. I just like did a Gundam head. I'm like, I'm wearing that shirt all the time.
Couldn't you
And
buy
it's-
an NES and play NES games in it?
You would get them on your birthday.
Oh,
Yeah.
and
that's
then
sweet.
you would have the NES system. Like I put them all in my basement, so like you would have. I had actually.
So
I had
it
cheat codes
emulated
for them.
old
Yeah,
NES
Yeah.
games.
Excite Bike, Golf,
Just Nintendo one, Nintendo brand one.
Punch Out. I think it was all
No way.
Nintendo games.
That's awesome.
Clue Land.
Balloon Fight, definitely.
Balloon Fight's
Fight.
on
I have that
there.
one.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's sick. Yeah, I'm pumped. I can't wait for it. I'm really excited.
and then they were multiplayer as well. So like you could play Excite Bike or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
with a friend.
Yep.
That's crazy.
I always like collecting the bugs, and I always
Sure.
collected those like statues. Then when you play music, and then you turn them on, and they would make different sounds, like with like techno music, like
Yeah.
oh, dong.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Cool.
And then we kind of talked about it a little bit in a previous episode, and it was kind of something that maybe was being backtracked by Sony. It was one of those things where it's like, hey, we're not 100% sure if this is going to be a thing. I guess they're officially saying that it is full. It's going to be PS5 is going to be full backwards compatibility.
I saw that.
Why not?
I saw that. It's about time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I guess because
4 isn't.
Yeah, I guess
Four
because
isn't. You can't play
Xbox was
anything.
like, no, we're 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that technology isn't hard to do.
it's not.
When it
It's not harder
says
than building the system.
I didn't read the article. So when it says 100% backwards compatible, does that mean
1 through 4.
that you can download PS1 games
yeah.
or it will
No.
play PS1 discs?
How it plays
so
all discs.
So when it comes to downloading games and physically purchasing them again, to make that a thing, you as a company like Xbox has a team now, a backwards compatibility team that goes and contacts these old developers and says, do you still have the rights to this, pretty much this entire game? If so, are you willing to open up your rights again and let us resell your game digitally? And most of them are like, yeah, because people will probably buy it again.
Right.
And when that happens, you can then re-download those old games and play them again. But from what I'm reading is every game will be physically able to be played on the system, but to go and purchase, like, so say if you're like, man, I always wanted to play this old PlayStation game or Xbox game, if the developer doesn't clear it, then you can't go and physically download it to play it.
Well, that's fine.
So
But if
you
you
won't be
still
able
have-
to,
But you can
won't
go
be able-
buy one on eBay for $5.
yeah, you won't be able to get, like, say I want to play Def Jam Vendetta
Yeah.
2 because it's an $80 game, and I'm like, oh, I'll just go download it.
Yeah, you can't.
Unless the developer's like, they're going to put it on the marketplace, then it's something it won't be.
Oh, that's okay.
Did you know that Vendetta 2 is that much money?
No.
Yeah.
Do you still have yours?
Yeah.
I have mine. Yeah.
I have
Fight for New York, yeah.
That's awesome.
I have Fight for New York on Xbox. I do not have it on PlayStation.
I'd say mine's
I want it on
PlayStation too.
PlayStation
Yeah.
so bad. I have the first one. I have
Just Jam Vendetta.
V for Vendetta. Yeah, I have V for the Vendetta one.
Yeah.
For V for Vendetta. I have Vendetta for PlayStation, but I have Fight for New York for Xbox.
We can get the third one for about $5 because
The third one's horrible.
terrible.
Yeah,
Like, let's make this a serious game now.
It was terrible. It was the
Make it
worst.
a wrestling game with rappers.
Yeah.
It was good.
Pretty
It was
good concept.
stuff. Yeah, it was fun. And then Henry Rollins changing in the second one. I made John Cena.
That may be one of the new sound effects too.
Yeah.
His name is John.
John Cena.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. And then people were kind of freaking out over the new logo. Like, it just looks like the same logo except with
Oh,
five.
yeah, they said they got released. It's like that's exactly what I thought it would
Yeah,
look like.
it looks exactly the same.
Yeah,
and then
just
I guess
picture what you, if you haven't seen, picture what you think it would look like, and that's what it does look like.
and then Xbox, I guess, has a thing says "Power Your Dreams." That's Xbox's new logo.
Oh,
Or-
they're new.
Wait, PlayStation.
yeah,
I saw a picture of what the console's supposed to look like.
that's just
Isn't it
a theory.
in with a V cut
Yeah.
in?
Yeah, that made no sense. I
How
was
does
like,
that work?
yeah.
You're giving yourself less room
Yeah,
to operate.
I think that's just like a fake one because it's probably gonna be square.
Yeah. Well, that's a thing that a lot of people are
rectangle.
that I actually a fan of the new Xbox look. Everyone's making fun of it, saying it looks stupid. But
Did you see it?
no.
It
It looks
literally
like a GameCube, but it's this tall.
It looks like it literally looks like a mini.
monolith.
It looks like a mini
It's a
computer
rectangle,
tower.
yeah.
It's like a giant rectangle. You could lay it flat, but it's pretty much made to stand up. It has 4 feet, so it has ventilation on the bottom if need. But pretty much it's designed to the heat rises, and then it has one single fan on top with a big vent, and it just sucks all the air out. So it keeps the system cool and quiet because it only has one fan. So pretty much when they designed this, they're like, listen, we're not going to try to make a futuristic looking system. We're not here to make the game and the system look a certain way because older Xbox developers and people were like, we want the system to look like this. Then now cram all of our shit into it with like the 360, and it caused a lot of problems because they had to fit stuff into something. So they just like, don't worry about size, make something practical, and then we'll just base this, what it looks like off that. And that's pretty much what they did.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it looks really cool. I think it has a cool. I don't care if my system looks.
See, I do. I think that first Xbox looks awesome.
The really big
The
one.
real big one looks like a big old VCR. Has the green X. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
looking.
pretty awesome.
Like PS4, it looks terrible. It's
Yeah.
just like an eraser.
I don't like those weird notches.
Yeah, it goes like this. And
Yeah.
then 3 looked good when it first started, and they made the slim one like that look stupid.
Yeah,
It looked like a close up
Yeah.
of a
The Switch
Gillette
looks
blade.
cool.
yeah,
Most Nintendo ones, Wii U, I'm same with Wii. They look stupid.
yeah.
But all the handhelds look. The 2DS looks stupid too.
Not the one that one that doesn't fold. I hated.
Yeah, I hate that one.
Yeah.
That's the one I have. It's rough.
Yeah,
It's rough.
I bought it and
looks ugly.
immediately sold it. I was like, I'm going to get one that folds.
I came across my original PlayStation the other day.
Yeah,
Still
wow.
works.
And that,
Yeah.
that looks
Still
cool.
works.
Yeah, the one with the
Yeah, and
pop-up.
two looked cool too.
The Slim was cool. The white one. It was,
Oh
like,
yeah,
really
the
tiny.
the PS1.
Yeah. And then they had the PS2 one that the lid
Oh,
popped
that
up
looks
too.
yeah. Oh yeah, that looked terrible.
I
Like,
turned it on, and you wouldn't believe the amount of noise that comes out of it.
Oh, no,
you
I-
would be like,
I
"What? I
remember."
would never play this now."
I have 3 original Xboxes. 2 of them I bought off eBay because someone modded them, and one of them has like pretty much every system in it from like Atari all the way up to like PlayStation, and then the other one is like everything the same thing except it has pretty much the entire Xbox library on it, and you turn it on and it sounds like an airplane is taking off. It's like an Apache helicopter. Yeah, it's loud, but it has everything. But yeah, that's pretty much. Anyone else have any news or something they seen?
I was going to talk about that computer switch
Yeah,
and say how it works. And like,
know.
who's that really designed for though? Like like most computer people are so into their computer that
Yes.
they're not going to want to play a handheld.
yes. Listen, the handheld idea is cool. If I think the way it works best for like, if I own a Switch, I will never go out and buy Skyrim or Doom
No, me either.
or any of those third-party games I can buy in a console on my Switch. But if I can go and get Mario or Mario Kart, that's awesome. That's what that to me like.
That's why I bought it. Play
Nintendo
branded
can
games.
literally make any system. Like they're like, we're gonna make a system that only works on a certain refrigerator,
Yeah.
and people will buy it because they want to play the new Mario.
Yeah.
that's
Right.
literally what it comes down to.
It's true.
You know what I mean? And not any other system really has that luxury.
Yeah,
You know?
not so many like titles of their own franchise.
Yeah. And so that's the thing with Nintendo. They can do that kind of stuff. Like, hey, we're not making a super overpowered 4K, 8K, 60 frames per second, super fast, powerful monster, but you'll get a game that works
But we
brand
got
new.
Mario and Zelda.
But here's
Yeah.
here's a brand new Zelda. And we were like, I'm sold.
yeah.
I'll buy it tomorrow.
we got
but,
we got Pokemon. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
Pokemon,
buy
absolutely.
You'd be like, well, what if I'm sick of Pokemon or Mario or Legend
Then-
of Zelda?
then
you
Nintendo's
got
not for you.
then you
Then
got
we'll redo an old one.
Yeah.
then you go Metroid, Star Fox,
There's so
F-Zero.
many. They just
They
they
have-
make
they have
one
a lot of
game every
IPs.
2 months and then be good for years.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right. And they're all good games.
Yeah.
their first
Their
parties are
masters
amazing.
of fun.
Yeah, and they had awesome sex hotels. If you look back, at
I
an
heard that.
episode-
Oh yeah,
I heard that somewhere.
Yeah, did you ever hear the Nintendo Love? They're like hotels in Japan that you rent by the hour, so you can go
back
in
in
there
the day,
so you
like
can go in
before
there-
Before
NES,
Nintendo, yeah.
Yeah, you can go in and no, it was during Nintendo.
Oh, was it?
It was the hotel. It was called Nintendo Love, and it was designed to you could rent this hotel room by the hour, so you can play video games with your with your lover.
for an hour.
Yeah, you're
Like Custer's Revenge.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's not Nintendo.
I know. I'm sorry, Ben.
Like these controllers.
Did you see that? There's a Intellivision Intellivision's come out with a new system, and it's like there's 2 little controllers look like phones, like old school cell phones.
Really?
And I picked one-
Oh,
and they
that's
have-
the Intellivision.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
did not see
Intellivision.
It's supposed to be
I have
coming
one of
out soon. I was like,
them. Yeah, a brand new one.
I was like, I don't know about that.
I
And
would
the-
buy it.
But brand new games, I think are supposed to be like old fashioned games. Like I don't know what they're going for.
Yeah.
I'll have to bring up a picture. I'm gonna see if I find it. But it's,
Supposedly,
if you give the
Earthworm
kicks-
Jim is
Really?
going to be on that system.
yeah, if you give it to a Kickstarter, they make a wood grain one. But it looks like an old it looks like it's charging up 2 Nokias.
The
Why?
from what I was reading, I guess Mother 4
3.
or 3 or 4 or whatever
I think, yeah, I think yeah.
is supposed to be coming very soon, just under a different name.
They've been fucking teasing that for years.
But it's not actual. Like it's supposed to be like someone took the game.
Oh,
changed-
you're talking about the fan made
Yeah.
game. That's called Oddity.
Yeah,
that's Oddity. So,
That's supposed
sorry.
to coming soon.
But no, yeah, that's looking pretty cool right about now. I'm kind of interested in that game. Just only seeing like photos and what have you. I mean,
Nokia.
they're really taking the time out to really
That's it.
expand upon it. And
So it's called the Amico, and it looks like it's charging up 2 Nokias.
Huh.
Wow.
I don't know if it's cheap. I'll buy it just to see.
Yeah.
You've seen that one, right?
yeah,
I have a Game Boy Advance cart that has Mother 3 fan translated on it.
Okay, yeah.
Which is it's awesome.
Wow.
Plays good, translation's real good. So I did have the luxury of playing Mother 3.
Nice.
very fun.
I seen you can get
Super
on
good.
what is that? The Fan Brewed Games. That you can get the repro.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
only like $15.
I have quite a few of them actually.
And
I have a bunch.
I guess now people are questioning on what the next mini system is going to be coming out. I guess everyone was leaning towards N64 and 64,
Right.
And now there's new like blueprints or designs or leaks that it may be a mini GameCube, which I don't know why they would go out of order.
Well, yeah.
I actually read about that.
Yeah.
The 64, the problem is, you know how you said they have backwards compatibility, guys? Mm-hmm. Because of how pixelated all the old stuff is, when they redo it so that it fits the new TV screens, it's actually very labor intensive and actually expensive.
Yeah, that's one of the hardest. That's one of the hardest systems to I want to say emulate, because I guess the N64 had a special chip in it that was designed for those style of games. Like N64 games look like no other system out there because of the style of processor and chips, and a lot of emulators can't even replicate what they.
And they look so bad on an HD TV. I'm waiting for the HD Retron to come out, but it's still like another year.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man.
The Saturn they had a hard time emulating too because it had 2 processors that went different ways on the system. They did 2 different jobs, and it's really hard to emulate that.
Yeah. So so now they may shelf, I guess, for that reason, the N64 and then do a
I
GameCube
wonder how many
mini.
GameCube games you get in there though. I mean, they're
Probably,
pretty good games. I mean,
probably around 30.
Depends if you put a big hard drive in there.
Yeah.
People are going to be pissed. They really wanted that 64.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the hype.
And I think, I mean, what realist? Like, all right, we'll just do like a quick little side note here. What are we at? What games are you? We've been averaging what, about 30 games per mini, 25, 30 games.
About
that, yeah.
What would be your 30 games?
Oh,
Mario.
sure.
Mario
Zelda 1 and
64.
2.
Yeah.
So,
Legend of Zelda
if-
Wind
if-
Waker.
even though no, that wasn't on 64.
Oh, 64.
Are we doing 64
or
are we
yeah,
doing
64
GameCube?
GameCube. That's what I
The
thought.
two,
we were
the two
GameCube.
Zeldas, yeah. 64.
Yeah, so Majora's
Two
Mask,
Zeldas.
which is terrible. If you get there, I'll put all 4 wrestling games on there. I don't know if you could.
That won't happen.
Yeah, Pilot Wings. Well, I don't know. There's Castlevania with the Nintendo.
Yeah, but the wrestling, there's licenses, characters, and
There's licensing for Mega Man. That's on the one.
but Chris Benoit and stuff like
So?
that. I don't know if I'd ever do that.
How about Star Fox?
See, I would just stick with the main. Like, so I'd say Star Fox.
There'll be license given. The GoldenEye is going to be on it.
GoldenEye, I think will be fine.
Yeah, Microsoft's going to play cool with that one.
Probably Banjo Kazooie,
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the second one.
Conkers.
I don't know if they might leave that one go.
Bad Fur Day.
Yeah, I love that game. They might leave that one go.
Yeah, that's true. Mario Kart,
Mario Party.
Mario
Yeah.
Party 1, 2, 3. I think they put all 3.
Probably
all
Mario Golf.
Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Smash
Oh,
for
Smash
sure.
Brothers.
Smash.
Oh my god, yeah.
For sure.
There was no Metroid on that system.
Nope.
No.
Ooh.
I think the wrestling
I
game's
think
going.
Pilot Wings. Pilot Wings.
Say,
is
at least No Mercy.
maybe.
Pilot Wings was
what
the
if
first
they?
one.
Star Fox 64. If we didn't say
Yeah, we
that
did
one.
say
The
that.
Bomberman was real good.
Bomberman was fun.
Yeah,
That
it
was
had
a
the
good
4-player
Oh,
action.
Cruising the World and Cruising
Oh,
USA.
yeah. Cruising USA,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Superman 64.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I would say Turok. Turok was popular.
Turok
That
was
big.
huge.
I thought the controls were awful for that.
They were.
It was hard.
They were.
1, 2, and 3.
I mean, GoldenEye's controls are pretty awful. You go back and play that, and you're like, why?
You're like, how the fuck was I good at
Yeah,
this?
absolutely.
You're like,
What?
you have to like close your one eye for it. To
I know.
work.
I remember you could switch the controls. A couple different controls on it, but I
I tried to play a couple
months.
months ago, and I was like, how the fuck did I move in this game?
Because
I
a lot
could
of them
not
like
figure it out.
look up and down this one, and then with the C buttons turn, it's like,
And then you
what?
can,
Yeah,
and then
you
you
walk.
aim too.
Yeah.
You aim with like the L
That's
R
right.
trigger, and you're like
Z.
you move or Z. You
Yeah.
moved really
it
slow.
literally
You're
aims
oh
like
my
a
God.
mouse and keyboard on a
Ugh.
controller. It's not easy.
That's back
Yeah.
when they didn't know.
Yeah.
Right.
But growing up, man, I was a shark. Like, I was good.
Sure.
Now I try to play that. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then we'll jump into what we're into now, what we're playing, reading, watching. I'll start with Ben here.
All right, cool. So I had a long weekend and I played Battle Princess Madeline. It's a remake of, or it's like a homage to Ghosts and Goblins, and you play as a female character that her family is taken by this one sorcerer, and basically the dog gets killed, and so your dog actually helps you out on your journey to get back. Oh shit, I forget now.
What is that on?
That's on PlayStation 4. I think they have a Switch version. I think PlayStation 4 and Switch, I know for certain. But I had a little bit of gripes with the game then too, because a lot of the stuff was like really wonky in the sense, like, imagine putting a Ghosts and Goblins type of free roaming, like it's very linear in the sense, and there's still maps that you can still walk around in and all too, but I just had some gripes, like just the gripes, just like it was just like too linear. If you would imagine it as an action game, you'd be like, wow, like it's okay, but it's not like mind blowing.
Yeah, all right.
A lot of the weapons, it's a little bit of a chore to get them. There's one or two of them that you get near the end of the game, and it's like they kind of wasted potential and like actually having you experiment with weapons, because you can actually get like a whip. You can also get daggers. A shield that basically is overpowered, like a dragon shield that shoots like 3 fireballs at the screen, and then the javelin or the javelin or lance. Just a few other weapons, besides that then too. And then it's mostly just like collecting like dolls, because you have a doll collection in this one room, and you go and get a hidden level after you collect all the dolls, and upgrading your weapons and such too, and weapons, armor, all that kind of stuff.
Tell them what plays
Sounds
like.
pretty decent.
But it's all right if you want to burn around it. I have about 82% of the trophies. So
It's like Ghosts and Goblins.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I played a little smidgen of it for like 5 minutes. It's fun.
I just pulled up real quick here too. Friends of ours, the Crowbot Boys, actually just hit #1 on the National Rock Song of the Week chart.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
with
that's awesome.
Low Life, 5.86 million. I guess it's 5.86 I guess that's monthly, like million monthly listeners. I have no idea the number system, but they're ranked #1 on the National Rock Song of the Week chart. So good for those guys.
it's pretty good.
And when I was at work yesterday, I'm going to feed off your digression. When I was at work yesterday at like 11:40, I had a moment to sit, and I was sitting in front of the radio, and Low Life came on. It was like 93.3 Philadelphia.
It's crazy how many
I'm
people
wrong.
from our area still have no idea they have a band in their own backyard that's touring
Yeah.
the country.
Well, how people are.
So I took like a little video
Yeah.
for Eddie just of the radio, and all like my background in my work is like as everything's screaming at you.
Yeah.
But he was like, "Oh shit!" Like they didn't even know that was going on. He was like, "Where?" He was like, "What station was that?" So I filled him in. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome. You watching anything?
I have another game then too.
All right.
Sekiro is the game of the year from last year, 2019.
I thought you already played that one.
No,
That's when he
no.
bought. Remember he
Yeah,
had it.
I
Oh,
bought
you just didn't play it
I
yet.
just started to play it. Is that a fun game? Imagine like a little bit of like Spider-Man, because you have it's called the Shinobi prosthetic, and basically it's like a grappling hook that you can like launch around. You can jump all over the place. Is that ever fun? A little bit of a learning curve to it. If you're blocking, you have like something called the stance, and you have a stance mirror that expands then too. So if you let the stance go for too long, it breaks your guard, and then you get punished. And that's really what your intention is while you're fighting your enemies, is to get that meter up and then break their guard and then do the death blows, which is pretty cool. You can resurrect yourself once or twice depending on like how far into the game that you are. But it's very beautiful. It's pretty cool. I can see why.
It won Game of the Year, which I never heard of it
I didn't
until
either.
it won Game of the Year. I'm like, oh,
It's
okay.
a pretty fun, beautiful game. It's
It's like kind of like Dark Souls, right? But
feudal
samurai.
Japan,
Yeah.
feudal Japan, Dark Souls, pretty much.
Okay.
So
You're playing on PlayStation 2, I assume.
PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. That's a fun one. And
I think it's on both. No.
Yeah, and finally, I've been watching The Witcher. I watched The Witcher over break. I blew
too,
through 8 episodes. That's a very fun show.
Yeah, I watched 7, so I didn't watch the last one.
Oh, there's only 8. I was going to say,
episodes,
how many
yeah.
episodes
8.
is there?
Henry Cavill, oh my god. Love him.
I didn't-
Excellent.
I'll be honest. I'll give it some. I don't want to say negative criticism, but I'll give you like my honest first peek at it was. I watched the first episode and it was like kind of weird. It like I thought that it was like there was some cheese in it that was like, is that intentional or are they being serious? And then I fell asleep. So then I watched the first episode again from the beginning.
Yeah.
And the cheese was like even a little more cringier for me. But I made it to the end and I thought, all right, like I don't know if I'm going to watch this. Went back, watched the second episode, and even then I was kind of like, I don't know. They introduced... Ben, let me ask you a question. Is it possible that I'm the only one that thought that Yennefer was hot before the transformation?
Okay.
Is that the white-haired girl?
No.
No.
Because I know. I never played the game. I have it. I know a little bit about it just from.
She's a
stuff.
sorceress. I don't want to
Yeah.
give too much of it up, but...
Pretty
when you
much.
watch it, I thought she was hot before the
okay.
before she turns into a butterfly. When she's still a caterpillar,
Yeah.
I thought she was gorgeous.
That's a good term.
Yeah.
Ben's
She looked all right. She looked okay.
You're just saying that to make me feel better.
No, she looked all right.
So I like even struggled through the second episode. Third episode, I was like, starting to see what's going on
Really?
here, and then it kind of
I
came
would have
together.
been done if I watched 1 and 2. I'm like, yeah.
I burned through the rest of it then.
Wow.
So I will tell you, it was a rough start for me. I was kind of like, what are they going for? Who's the audience? Like,
Game of Thrones was tough for me to start too.
That's hard. That's hard to get into.
Yeah.
so many
so
names
much,
getting
yeah.
thrown at you and
Yeah.
places
It
that
feels
you
so
don't know.
heavy. It feels like work.
They're like, John from the south is coming from the north, and his
Yeah.
cousin from the east.
And now we're
I'm
going to
just
show you
like-
these other two people.
and then
There's a
and
fucking
then,
name game, but on
and then they're
HBO.
like, and if you're not paying attention at the end of this episode, we're going to quiz you. And you're like, fuck.
But I thought it was pretty fun. I mean, like, like you said, there is a little bit of cheese.
Yeah.
And I did kind of like that because again, I like cheesy shit too.
Yeah.
So I kind of
I laughed the second time. The first
Yeah.
time I was like, what?
And goblet rape here too.
All right, whatever. we get it.
He's never letting it go.
Goblin Slayer, ain't that what it's called?
Oh
Yeah.
god. Yeah.
But seriously though, I thought
Yeah.
it was pretty fun. Cavill, I really liked him. I really liked him as
From what I've been hearing, I guess people say if you read the books, they're following the books to the T.
Oh, okay.
yeah. They're like they have a little bit of a time thing. That's
I was
the
gonna
only
say,
thing.
it jumps
that's
around a little
another
bit.
gripe that some people are like, oh, go the fuck out of here. But if you're like into the time skip shit, like if you're,
I'm a Pulp Fiction fan. Time jump all you want.
So-
there were parts that would come up in the movie, and I was like, that guy's dead. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had to like think about what are they showing, and I'm like, oh, this must be the past. Like that happened a few times.
You know, another crazy has completely off topic because I just realized I just bought it online and it comes out tomorrow. Do you realize Joker is out on Blu-ray tomorrow?
I heard
Watched
that.
it 5 times now.
Wow, I've not seen it
Like
at all.
what on theaters or
I found the bootleg.
you found the bootleg? I've yet to see it,
Me
but
either.
it just seems like to me that hit theaters, like that went from theaters to DVD very fucking
Well,
fast.
when was that out? No, it was October.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Comic-Con, I remember, was out.
right.
Yeah.
yeah, don't forget they have the
They make 'em-
processing and all that.
They do them faster now.
Yeah.
They definitely do.
That seemed
Which
like
is good because
way
like
quick.
Why,
It's also
why sit in the
award
movie?
season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why sit in the
Yeah.
movie for 6-7 months?
Do you remember the Dark Ages where you saw a movie and it was like 2 years later
Oh,
it
yeah.
came out
Hell
on
yeah.
VHS?
Yeah,
Like-
West Coast Video.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Heidi picked up Joker and I think the 2 Godzilla movies for me
Gojira.
Oh, okay. Oh.
and King Kong. I like
So
monster.
it came out
movies.
today.
It comes out tomorrow. It'll be shipped to the house tomorrow.
Today. Oh, okay. Well, today's Tuesday. DVDs come out on Tuesday, right?
Yep.
Blu-rays, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it came out today. I'll
Yeah,
have
I
it
didn't know that.
tomorrow.
I was going to look.
Good call.
I looked Monday, and I was like, oh, Joker's not out yet.
Yeah.
It was like it, and then some kid movie with some monster.
Yeah.
Looks like Frozen, but it's not.
What have you been watching, playing
Nothing.
into? At all?
Pokemon.
Just
Nothing.
Pokemon.
I don't have
it up.
much time. I feel like I have no time at all anymore.
Yeah.
And
'Cause you're playing so much
yeah,
Pokemon.
just Pokemon. That's it. That's really. I beat the game, so I did that. I beat it.
Congratulations.
But I didn't get my legendary yet. You can go back after you beat it and do quests for it.
How many hours in were you when you beat it?
97. Because I didn't know. I wasted so much time in the wild area leveling Pokemon up, catching them. I didn't know when you become the champion, new Pokemon, strong Pokemon appear in the wild area.
You had to go back.
And then the fog appears. I'm like, oh, that's how you get Clefable and Sylveon. I'm like, oh, and then as soon as I walk in the wild area, there's this big elephant. I'm like, oh, and I
good.
tried to catch it and I killed it. And I was
That's
like,
good to know.
Yeah.
That's good to
And
know.
everything after you in the wild area after you beat the game goes to level 50.
Oh, really?
I believe so.
Oh, that's awesome. Because
That is
I
awesome.
killed the first thing. I was like, whoa, look at this experience. All level 100
nice.
for my characters. I mean, many of them are 80
Yeah.
and the rest are 70. So
Yeah, he's
I must have 100.
Knocking it
I think I have
down.
270.
not a Pokemon guy.
My wife is very much a Pokemon.
Yeah, I have
player.
Pokemon for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was showing me the other day all the ones she has for you.
I have a bunch in my box 5 for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't get to watch a lot of television because of that game. So
It's a handheld.
I watch Netflix on my phone.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
while she's playing that.
She
on the
she
TV.
she holds the household down.
She holds down that when she's playing Pokemon anyway.
You're like I'd be like,
Serious.
yo, it's got a handheld mode. That's what it's out for.
No, I get to watch wrestling and I get to watch football. If it's not that, it's got to be on the phone because she's playing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I've been doing. I haven't watched anything at all. And it's just, I have a bunch of games. I bought that Star Wars game, Fallen Order.
So I
Sitting
mean,
there.
does that mean you might come hang out with us on Thursday shows too?
What's on Thursday?
Thursdays are wrestling shows.
Possibly.
You can get a ride with Andy.
Yeah.
We have a cool episode this week.
Why? What are you talking about?
Favorite wrestling video games, and we're going to have the people who are making the RetroSoft Studios Retromania game calling in.
Really?
Yeah, they're going to call in and talk about their game.
I forget his name.
Are you even
Mark.
in the tournament?
No, I think I got screwed there.
I
I,
was
think
just
there's
gonna
some.
say that.
I think there's some underhanded tournament. I'm not gonna bring it up to the guys, but
Yeah.
But they're real shady. They have 2 question marks. So if you're having people vote in for independent wrestlers and you have 2 question marks, well, that's not gonna be like 2 big
Big-
Nash and Hall.
Yeah.
Like it's like oh.
I don't even know who the
about
hell
that.
the otother guys are.
Hey, well, they've been posting, and then someone will go, "Who won yesterday?" They're like, "Oh, we didn't post it yet." It's like, but you're posting the next match. Like,
Yeah.
what? I don't know.
It's their first time.
yeah, it's not very well thought out.
I think, and they have a very small team, so you have to think.
Yeah.
You have to think they're trying to do this thing.
Which that's why maybe they should have just did it just on Facebook or just on Twitter, not
Yeah.
all 3, because that's hard to keep track
yeah,
of.
I'm going to chalk it up to that. I don't think they're.
Yeah.
I don't think they're maliciously trying to do anything dirty.
Yeah,
But it is their first time at a game, and if this does well, which I mean, obviously,
I think it will. Yeah,
I'm bummed you're not in it, but
Yeah.
you know it happens. Maybe
I'm done with it then.
yeah.
maybe if everything goes well and they make money and they can do the next one or
I'm
even
not even gonna bother.
DLC.
No, boo
No, I'm
on
saying
them.
well,
Boo
where
on
they
them.
could turn around and do like create a character and then be like one of those things where like Fire Pro where
Let's
everyone
go
can
download
download
me in
each
Fire
other's.
Pro then. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm excited for it. I want to play it.
Yeah, it looks cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
They added steel
You're out
cage
of it.
matches,
No.
and they have
Yeah, steel
the
cage.
regular cage and the big blue. Yeah,
the big blue cage. But, so it's gonna be.
You got to earn my loyalty.
yeah. You don't put me in the thing if you put another guy that got
Mark's
less votes than
fucking
me
done
in.
with it.
But that guy that got less votes than me, they put him against that YouTube guy. I'm like, oh, that sucks.
Wait, he got
Oh.
less votes than you.
Yeah, and he's in. So
Oh, the guy that we're.
yeah, that Dave Dahl guy.
Dave Dahl, yeah.
I was like, he's like, how many did you get? He's like, I don't know. I got 32. I was like, what the fuck?
How many did you get?
I don't know, over 50.
Oh man.
But like, I don't see. Here's the thing: like when it first came out, they wasn't really clear about when or how you should vote for like the people to be in the tournament. If it was just like tag a name,
Yeah,
so I don't know if
that count.
I don't. If was it tag a name and then like if 50 people liked your name, did,
Yeah.
did those votes count? Did all 50 of those people had to say his name? If someone put a name and then everyone commented like, "Yeah, I like
Yeah.
him," dude, like does that tally? Like
there was no structure to it.
Yeah, they're
so-
kind of all over the place.
And I made a post, and like people were like tagging him in my post. I'm like, no, that's not like the original. Do you know what I mean? Like,
you have
go to the
yeah.
original. Don't
Yeah.
post
It's
on
always
mine.
confusing, and some
Sure.
people can't get
Yeah,
it.
so I don't know if maybe just it got overlooked because then they were like they made like another one like, hey, who do you want? Like they had 3 different like who do you want to be in the game things.
and then who knows what they're doing on Instagram and Twitter too. So.
Yeah,
Right.
so who
You know what I
knows?
say to that? It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
it doesn't. I played the game before all of them guys, so just
That is
so
true.
you know.
That is very true. You played when you were the champ of Outbreak.
Yeah, and there's Hawking Animal in the game.
Hawk and Animal, and you and Dave played it.
Yeah.
and you guys went. So it was you that went to the top rope like 155 times.
I don't know. I will the control. You know the controls.
Yeah,
I think I did. I forget what I was doing. I was like, we don't know what we're doing.
it looks fun. We did.
Anyway, it
Andy,
looks
Andy
good.
didn't do
Yeah,
anything.
we'll
We'll jump to Mark here. Mark, what have you been
Pokemon.
reading, playing, watching?
All right. He told me I had to get ready for this. So, I have a whole list here.
We gotta
Whoa,
bring you a
all
What
little.
do you want to know?
We gotta bring you a little closer to the
goddamn.
mic, though.
Okay, I can be closer.
There you go.
Get in there. Let's hear that voice.
Ask me what you want to know.
what have you been playing, watching, into?
All right. I'm not playing any games. I'm watching my wife play Pokemon.
How do you like it?
It's all right from a bystander thing. It's not my thing.
Who's
but
her favorite Pokemon?
Hers? It's not in the game, I don't think.
Oh, really?
I
Who's
don't
her?
think.
Who's her favorite?
Like,
Eevee,
right-
yeah. Well, I would say Eevee, and then
She's playing the bunny is her main
yeah,
one
Score,
right now.
yeah, Score Bunny, and she likes all the fairy ones. She said Ponyta, she needs that one, so Rapidash
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Pikachu, but she doesn't like Raichu.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like
He knows a lot about your wife's Pokemon.
talk about it.
They trade. I don't play. The only game I play is Malifaux, tabletop. That's basically what I play.
I seen after you added me, I kind of went on and creeped on your Instagram a little bit, and I looked at your
Oh, you saw our boards?
statues and stuff, and
Nice.
the boards,
Nice.
and I seen your Not Cool in High School T-shirt.
Yeah.
I liked it. It's cool. Appreciate it.
No,
That's awesome.
you guys are new to me. These guys are old to me.
Yeah,
and we
Showing
all
that support.
like a lot of the same stuff. So you got to show your friends love.
yeah, absolutely. So are you working out? You guys, your Malifaux is out of season now, right? Are you guys still playing?
We're getting ready to start a new league.
How do you feel about him doing as well as he did? He finished like what, second, right? Third. Where'd you finish?
Me,
Yeah.
5th, 6th, something like that.
Yeah. He was very high in the next tier down of players.
And the
He's
guy
very, very
who
high.
won the whole thing?
The guy that owns the store.
Mutt.
Yeah. Like,
Mutt.
No.
No, it wasn't Mutt.
Zach Hilt stole it off him at the last minute
Okay.
with Karras. So
no shadiness, no shenanigans.
no, I don't. I don't really know these people too much.
Like, do you go like when you're there? Do you only go and do your match, or do you go like and watch other people's matches too?
due to my time constraints, I only have time for my match. I'll go play my match and leave.
Yeah.
So that's really. I think Mark has been to a couple other people. Have you gone to other people's matches?
I've seen a couple other ones. Then at the tournament, I was finished, and I guess they're giving us 2.5 hours a game, and I was banging them out in like an hour 45, 2 hours. So I had time to enjoy other people's.
Games.
Yeah, there's a lot of room there. I don't know if you've never played in that.
No,
store?
I've never even.
So they have a bunch of tables set up.
I've never been to
Little
comic
long
store, and I've never
tables.
seen like a game going on.
Oh, okay.
To understand what's happening.
They're interesting. I just saw like setups, and then I would.
Yeah, they play a lot of games down there.
Yeah.
Card game, Magic, and everything.
Huge
D&D.
thing.
One of these nights we'll have like even if it like not on camera, but just like a get together and have like a board game night.
That-
learn.
I would love
You
that.
should message that guy. He might be a good interview. The guy who owns the comic store.
I'm down.
Aaron something. I don't know.
Also,
I can-
they're celebrating their 3rd year anniversary.
That's
yeah,
right.
it's about
Wow.
that time. Yeah,
Yeah, I would love it. Let
this
them know.
weekend or next weekend.
It's that, and then or free comic book day. They
That's
usually have
first
like
day in May. First Saturday in May.
boxes of donuts. They usually have
Really?
like
Oh, wow.
boxes. I mean, like you free for all for donuts. Like you grab a donut. Like they have like all the.
Then some Slavs eating donuts, look at the books, getting it all over. Get
Powdered
out.
sugar everywhere.
Or the glaze. Like, oh, yeah.
You're making me cringe.
Fun fact about him: he used to be a pharmacist, and then he decided,
Who,
fuck
Aaron?
that, yeah,
The little
fuck
guy.
that,
Ah.
and then he went to do
So if you go there, there's a little guy that's the owner, and there's a big fat guy. That's his buddy who
Yeah.
helps run it, I guess.
Yeah, the two of them run the show.
All I know is my aunt's a pharmacist, and she goes to like foreign countries 3 times a year. She's killing it. So I don't know if that was a good move on his
Well,
part.
hey, it depends.
Follow your
Do what
dreams.
you love.
Yeah.
Follow your dreams.
He's a big magic player.
Maybe he
Aaron.
doesn't. Yeah, maybe he doesn't love pills. You know.
Yeah. My drug dealer is a doctor. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Malcolm Moore.
No, it's all good.
What do you got?
All
What
right,
else? Sorry.
Go down the
So
whole
yeah,
list.
game wise, that's meh. Watching Peaky Blinders,
Okay.
loving that on Netflix. Like I said, I watched The Joker like 5 times. Office, Twilight Zone, WWE.
There you go.
The new Twilight Zone.
Of the old
No,
school.
I watched the old ones
Oh,
over
okay.
and over and
Have you
over.
have you seen any of the new ones yet?
I have not.
I have not, because they're on a special locked network. We had to pay a subscription to see them, and I haven't
Really?
seen an episode. Yeah,
Huh.
it's like on the CBS Access
Oh, that's
network or
weird.
something.
I know I've seen some of the cast lineups. They're doing it kind of like the old ones were, where like
The celebrity.
you would have your Charlie Bronsons and stuff like that.
That's what
They're getting like Seth Rogen and
that's what Black
Key and
Mirror is
Peele
doing as
and-
well.
That's cool.
Do you ever watch Black Mirror?
I haven't.
You should check. If you're a
Super
Twilight,
good.
If you're a Twilight Zone fan, watch Black Mirror. there.
Yeah, it's a
The
good
first
show.
episode's like, what the fuck? And then everything after that, you're just like, whoa. Like the first one, you're like, okay, because when I was first sold to me, it's like, it's British Twilight Zone. So I was like, I'm in. And then the first episode, it's this pretty much the prime minister. He's not so much he's like the president.
Prime Minister.
He's the prime minister is the president of England, right? Like, but the royalty is still, yeah. So the prime minister's daughter gets kidnapped, and the only way they'll give the daughter back is if he fucks a pig on live TV. And then so they're trying to figure out all this ways that they can fake it and not do it, and they're like, we know you're faking it, because it's like the whole thing is based on like weird Twilight Zone stuff, but also super technology. Like so it's very technical, like technology is not even out yet. So they're like, we know you're faking it, and then all of a sudden like a finger shows up at a hospital, and they're like, we fingerprint your daughter's finger. And he's like, they're like, if you don't fuck this pig, like they pretty much, I guess he was doing foul things in the country, and they're like, you're going to embarrass yourself. And it was like, that's the first episode, but it's like super over the top because he's a fuck a pig. But then every episode after that is like super like, it's more or less, it scares you with the way technology can be in the future, not so much not so much paranormal, but it's still they intertwine. But if you're a Twilight Zone fan, you should check it out. You'll like it.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Reed just finished Watership Down, and I'm in the middle of the first book of the Magician series.
Okay. And what are those under? Like, is that Vertigo, Dark Horse?
Book.
Oh no, they're book.
Oh,
Yeah.
book.
Yeah.
Book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Watership
Like
Down
novel.
is like a British well, it would be a British animated series with rabbits, and that's the one where they're like, if you ever watched the Robot Chicken episode with the Fraggle Rock people, they do like a parody of Watership Down, and like all the Fraggle Rock people get killed off
my.
until they get to salvation stuff.
It's
pretty wild.
kind of like that, yeah.
Well, just to break it down and make
Yeah,
it easy.
yeah.
So, but I knew what you're talking about. I'm like, whoa, name drop.
Yeah.
I read.
Does
I
Ben have a
finished-
new friend?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I finished Harleen. Remember that? The first
Oh,
issue?
yeah.
Yeah, the third issue came out. It's fantastic. That dude should write Batman.
Yeah.
Because he writes Two-Face in that. It's like, this is the best Two-Face I've read.
Wow.
And then Poison Ivy. And then you finally find out how she goes nuts and everything.
That's awesome.
And then-
I have to pick it back up.
Yeah, I'm going to buy the whole hardcover when it comes out. So
The
I-
art's
I-
fantastic.
Yeah, and the guy writes and draws all the art and all the color and everything.
So that's all him.
Step on stage.
The entire
yeah,
book
one
is him.
dude. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Now, someone else does the lettering, but I mean,
Yeah.
for the most part, he does all that. And that art is amazing.
Yeah, it's
So when the
fantastic.
hardcover comes out, I think it's April, I'm going to pick that up.
How
This-
often
holy
are the
shit.
issues?
It's just the 3 issues is done.
Okay.
Yeah. And
So
but
you're
he's-
done the whole thing.
Yeah. He just did the 3 issues, and then he said he wants to do a Poison Ivy book now. So I'm thinking it was successful, so they probably will.
Yeah.
What's that Black Label thing where they curse and everything?
It'd be cool if he dove into more villains that don't get as much love as they
Yeah.
should. Like Harley's would be a good one to be like, hey, okay, and I'm like, holy shit, we like the way you did Harley, and then he does like a Poison Ivy.
Yeah,
and then
he should do a Two-Face
like
one.
a Clayface.
Yeah.
I don't think
Clayface.
Clayface gets enough love.
'Cause it, like,
No, he does.
Mr. Freeze.
Like he shows how like Two-Face like goes insane and everything. I was
Yeah.
like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like no one else does this. And I'm like when he talks like when on the bad side, like it's a totally different font and everything, and
Nice.
it's like a different bubble.
yeah.
It's really good. So
It's
how
really
they
cool
suggest
how
that.
they show how she legit breaks down.
Yeah,
Like,
'Cause
there-
they never did that.
Is there a version of the Joker where he's completely sane and he knows what he's doing and he turns it on for everybody, and then when he's by himself, he's like, meh.
There probably
He's
is
just like some guy who sits down and like eats
That's-
chips
yeah,
on the
I'm
couch.
sure
Yeah,
that there
that's
would be.
that I know of, but probably.
They kind of tease that in the Harlan book, where they're
well,
like,
at the end, then I'm not to spoil anything.
Yeah.
But, Batman's like Joker was playing her the whole time. It's just to get out of jail. But
Yeah.
but then he does fall in love with her.
yeah.
So
Like, there's parts of the Joker where she goes and she kind of sees him before he's actually in his cell talking to people, and he's just sitting there hanging out. And then he comes in, and then she like going back over her notes. He just has a great memory where he can just latch onto something and remember it later, and then he just like uses conversation to dig more out of you, and then you dive into your brain more. But he pretty much just when he's not. Like when no one's around, he's not the Joker. He just mellows. He's just kind
And
of
she's sneaking in to bang him and turn the lights or the cameras off. And
Yeah.
everything. And then she kills somebody. That's how she finally like loses her mind.
yeah.
But I highly recommend that. And I read the first issue of the new Suicide Squad, which is pretty good too.
Did you see
regular
the
comic.
Birds of Prey trailer?
I did not. No, I'll
sorry.
watch it. Yeah, that's why I
You
heard.
know what?
I see
It's Harley Quinn the movie.
I seen the trailer by accident. I didn't want to see the trailer. Like I haven't seen the Wonder Woman trailer yet. I don't want to.
It doesn't really give anything away.
DC scares me, man. They show too much in their trailers, so I
Yeah.
stay away.
We've talked about trailers.
Yeah, I
It's-
stay away from them. There's certain movies I just stay away
I
from.
watch
the
them
trailers.
once and I'm good.
You know what trailer I've seen that looks kind of cool? The new Hansel and Gretel.
Oh, I didn't know that was existed.
It looks really creepy. I seen the trailer to A Quiet Place. Quiet Place
2.
Quiet Place 2 looks cool. It's kind of like a prequel / what happens after part 1.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of both going on there. Really, really interesting. Like, so obviously these things attack noise. So like, I guess everything's kind
Is
of
that one with Sandra Bullock or Sandra Bernhardt?
No.
Or
It's
whatever.
the one with
What am I thinking
Emily
of?
Blunt.
John Krasinski and Emily
Oh,
Blunt.
Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
That's what I'm hoping for.
But yeah, so I guess she's driving on the street and this car in front of her is just laying the horn on, like, fucking move. And then all of a sudden this fucking monster jumps on the hood and just rips the dude out of the windshield.
Oh, okay.
And then they freak her out. And then all of a sudden, like, this bus is driving at them. And the bus has a huge hole in the window. And all of a sudden the bus is coming on head on. And they're in reverse trying to get away. And then you see the creature crawling out of the window like a licker in Resident Evil. Like, yeah, it looks crazy cool. Yeah. It looks, and then it kind of like, she's like, well, what's going on? He goes, what do you mean? And he's like, you don't know, do you? And she's like, what do you mean? He goes, sometimes some people aren't worth saving.
No.
So I guess it talks about humanity after this all went down.
I hope he saves Pam.
Yeah. Joel, he's
Well, they
if,
got
if,
Cillian
if you didn't
Murphy's
see if you
in
didn't
it.
see part 1, spoiler alert.
Nah, I don't know.
Jim doesn't make it.
Oh.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy's the guy she
Yeah,
fought.
Scarecrow.
Yeah. Yep. He's the main dude.
Also,
now.
Oh, okay.
main dude in Peaky Blinders.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, he's a
Actually,
good actor.
great cast. They got Tom Hardy, Adrian Brody. Like, they got...
What is the premise of that show?
Bane and Adrian was
Scarecrow.
no, not Adrian Brody.
Oh.
I'm trying to think of a character I can't.
1920s, after World War One, rise of a street gang to a more legit level.
I like it. I still think they should do like a show like that with the Italian mob, like how the Italian mob came about.
Oh, yeah.
Peaky Blinders, I assume, is Irish, yeah?
Actually, English.
Oh, wow.
Because they kind of did it with the mob a little bit in Boardwalk Empire.
Okay.
Like, it was pretty much during Prohibition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what do you got?
So,
While you're talking, I'm going to grab glasses.
yeah. So I watched
I got one already.
The Witcher. Put my 2 cents in on that, though. I
enough.
also watched... I didn't watch last episode, so I got to do that.
I won't spoil.
Probably tonight, tomorrow, something like that. I watched The Mandalorian in its entirety.
What do you say?
I say that it's... If I could be fair, I don't... Did you guys see that meme that's like Shia LaBeouf and he's like, I don't care because I'm watching a Star Wars movie? Like,
yeah.
That's kind of my take on the entire thing, and it always has been. I don't... Like, when Phantom Menace came out, I hated it. And I got a little bit older, and I'm like, oh, Lucas made it for the kids. Like, duh.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I hate Jar Jar, because I'm not 6. You know what I mean? And then I kind of... I don't want to say I love them, but I kind of I respect them more. And then the new 3, I didn't see the latest one. I just went to the movies and watched the movie.
Yeah.
And same thing with Rogue One and Solo. They're good. They're not bad movies. And they're not the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But I definitely enjoy it. I get something out of it. So, Mandalorian's kind of the same thing. Like, it was definitely a good show. It has a real hard Western feel to it, which I kind of liked. It feels like a Italian spaghetti Western a little bit.
Cool.
And but there's no crazy twist or nothing
Yeah.
like that. It just kind of plays out, and I'm excited for the second season. I think it's going to be
I'll
good.
watch it eventually.
Yeah. It was good.
So I thought for the longest time, like, the most toxic people on the planet are wrestling fans, because you just can't fucking please them.
Until you realized it was Star Wars fans.
And then Star Wars
Yeah.
fans,
I don't know. It's about even. It's
they're both
they're
terrible.
both pretty bad.
They're
yeah.
both terrible.
There's-
Like,
can't please them all.
Like, we're going to talk about on Thursday a little bit, but like Monday Night Raw has been, when it comes to match quality, has been really good. Like, the matches they've been putting on are been fantastic compared to like what we've gotten. You know
Except
what I mean?
for AJ versus what's his name that ended in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah. But like the
it's
stuff in
Zawa.
between, I was like, it's not bad. Like, and the stories are kind of like, if you're someone who's like, man, I miss the Attitude Era, it was so much better.
Yeah.
It's the Attitude Era right now with better wrestling. It's the same corny Jerry Springer storylines with,
Yeah.
except we have good wrestling this
I
time.
think it's bad. They just had a survey came out, not the sidebar, but it was like, how interested are you in Raw and NXT and like watching it? It's like NXT, very interested. Raw, not interested at all.
Yeah.
And then it said, how do you feel about the match quality? I always say good or excellent because
Yeah.
it's not their fault. And then there was like NXT excellent. And then like there was like storylines Raw poor.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Yeah. But go ahead.
So yeah, Mandalorian. And then I also watched on Disney Plus before I go there, actually, I'm going to rewind a little bit. I think I said on the last one, I watched Castle Rock on Hulu, which is Stephen King and J.J. Abrams.
Okay.
Second season of that. That was really good, too. I would highly recommend it. Last one on Disney Plus. There's it's on the Nat Geo section of Disney Plus. It's called The World According to Jeff Goldblum.
I heard good things about it.
It's so good. Like he's so weird.
Yeah,
And not in a bad way. Like I would totally hang out with him. Like you watch enough episodes, you're like, this dude's cool. Like I would totally
We hang out with Ben.
I would totally hang out with Jeff Goldblum. But what they do is they send him to something they send him something totally bizarre, something he has no idea about, like the episode about tattoos. So they send him like the biggest tattoo convention possible, and he's kind of like a child. Like he's perfect for playing that role. He has like the best questions, and he's asking all the right things, and he's so weird and peculiar. He's like touching everything. It's amazing. It was super good.
I think I just did an interview at a tattoo shop, and I think I asked the best tattoo question of all time. And it's, when you're ever tattooing someone, do you ever fart?
That is a good question.
Yeah.
What was your answer?
Oh, you have to listen.
Touche. I'm really excited for that's what I watched. I'm really excited for Netflix has a Dracula series right now.
Oh,
that looks really
did you see
good.
the billboard that they put out for that?
No.
So it's a billboard, and it just says like it's a white billboard, and it has a bunch of stakes in it with blood dripping down. And then as the sun sets and it gets darker, I guess it's solar paneled. So there's a light that shines on the stakes, but from the side, and it casts a shadow as it gets darker with the light of a vampire's face, and then it says Dracula on Netflix.
Oh my god,
that's
It
awesome.
looks super cool. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Awesome billboard.
Who do you get paid to do something like that?
Yeah. It's like one of those art things where you stare at it and you're like, what the fuck does that mean? And then when the light hits it, it casts a shadow of a vampire.
That's crazy.
Art's still alive.
I'm super excited for Dracula, and then Lost in Space season 2 just came out. And I'm excited for that too.
Is there a new Lost in Space?
Yeah, they did
wow.
a season 1. It's weird. It's been so long. I remember liking it, but then my wife and I watched the trailer for the second season, and we're like, "What the hell happened in the first season?" Like it's kind of been a while, so I don't know, but I'm excited to watch that. That's my watch. Playing. Between the kids and I, we got a lot of games for Christmas. They were all on Switch. So I spent a big chunk of time watching my wife play Link's Awakening, which she was a fan when she was a kid, but it was interesting to watch her do it, and I just watched.
Yeah.
She got a little bit further than I did, with my help, I'd like to add.
Yeah.
But remember that whole thing where Tony was asking, is it a $60 game?
Yeah, it's real fast.
It's really not. Like, it's not... If you experience... Yeah, I don't know, because I only ever experienced it 1,000 times before it came out on Switch, but I don't... It's probably like a $30 or $40 game at best.
That's why
It doesn't feel like a
$6
$6 game.
It comes down.
I'm going to kind of just rattle off the list, and I just want to highlight the games that were spectacular. I got Graveyard Keeper, which is like Stardew Valley, but it's like super dark and twisted.
Like you take care of a graveyard?
Yeah.
On the Switch?
In the afterlife, yeah.
So you're a ghost that takes care of a graveyard.
You don't know that you're a ghost. Actually, I don't know if I'm a ghost. I'm assuming that I am. There's some pretty crazy plot twists.
What do you have to keep away grave robbers? Like,
you have
dig
to
new graves
you got to dig new graves, you got to take the bodies, but like there's like right away there's some really strange shit where like
fucking awesome.
I took them into there's like a sub basement where you can keep the bodies cool. And I built a couple extra tables, so now I can keep 3 dead bodies.
Oh.
Every day the donkey comes and drops off a body. So I took the bodies into the basement, and I started cutting off the flesh, and I found out that I could
and your kids play this?
No.
Oh.
I found out that you could...
Are your kids playing?
I found out that you could... There's a stamp that you have to find. I'm looking for it, where you could stamp the meat, and then they think it's official royal meat, and you could sell it to the local tavern. What? So I'm working on that. I'm trying to get the stamp to...
You can sell dead body, like people.
Graveyard
Yeah,
Keeper.
and I'm pretty sure that that's going to unlock some like zombie shit. I'm like really looking forward to it.
What? Is it like a digital only?
No, I think I don't know if it has a hard copy. I had it on my eyes on PC years ago, and it was on sale.
So into
I'm
this.
Googling it right now.
It's good. It's really not bad. If you can do the Stardew Valley Harvest Moon thing, it's great.
And it's like back in the day. Like it's
Oh
not,
yeah, no, it's super medieval.
Graveyard Keeper digital. Actually, it's on Xbox One as well.
There you go.
Steam. Yeah, 9 out of 10.
It's good. It's not bad.
Every star, it's a 5-star review on Xbox, and it's DLC only, and it's $20.
There you go.
It looks pretty cool, like graphically.
It kind of looks like that. From what I'm looking at, like
Looks like an old school RPG, which is better
100%.
graphics.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it. I think it's a great game. I can't wait to get a little bit further.
Do you like creepy things in comedy? Do you like guts, gore, and also cute things? Shiny. This game is for you. Hilarious dialogue, easy to play, great time. Killer will keep you entertained for hours. Sand.
Yep, I agree with all that. I agree with all that.
Dude, you just sold me again.
You have to work like your personal property, like you have like a cabin with a yard, and then you got to work to expand the yard, and you got to collect lumber and stone and stuff like that. But it's not crazy. You need the resources, but it's not intense on the resources.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a big picture going on there between the bodies and working with the local town, and then building up a church.
The bodies is your crop.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, there's other stuff out there too. There's ore and stuff that you can
grow
mine.
bodies?
There's
No.
this skeleton like.
Yeah.
On a donkey.
No, the dude's riding the donkey. The skeleton's just
That's
the logo.
You're the dude. The donkey talks to you. Like there's a lot of fucked up shit in that game. The donkey talks to you, but he drops the bodies off by himself. He doesn't have a rider, and he comes and drops off the body. And he's like super pro union, so he's like bitching the whole time about how because he's a donkey, he doesn't get paid well, and he needs more carrots in his life. It's check it out.
That's fun.
Check it out.
This is developed by Lazy Bear Games.
I'm in.
It's on Microsoft Windows and Xbox One, so and Switch apparently, but not PS4. It's on everything.
I got it for $7 on Switch on a sale.
I'm gonna go check it as we wrap up tonight.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Another one, Tony, I think you're really gonna like. I downloaded on a whim. It's another $7 game. It was called Golf Story.
Oh yeah, the
I almost
RPG.
did. I
Oh
almost
my
got it.
god, it's so good. If
what I
you
heard.
liked,
I got 9 out of 10, I think.
if you liked the old like Game Boy Advance Mario Golf,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable. It's an RPG with golf element. The challenges are fucking amazing. Everything about the game, it's so good. It's hilarious. Super good.
Yeah,
Super good. The
I
golf,
almost bought it.
the golf part of it isn't. It's weird because like golf games for me, like I've only ever played like Nintendo Golf.
I
Yeah.
love golf games.
and Mario Golf and Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
But that's like my experience with golf
Golf
games.
spin?
Which
No.
one was that shit on the Wii? That was awesome.
Yeah, but that's different because it was like a whole motion sensor
Rather
thing.
than pushing buttons. Yeah.
Right. So the golf mechanic itself is a little clunky at first. You got to kind of adapt to that. It's nothing like Mario Golf. But once you get that down, it's a super fun game. The kids really wanted Cuphead,
Okay.
so I pulled the trigger on that. That was like the
Did
sleeper.
they play for like 3 minutes and quit because it's too hard?
Kind of. Because I was with them, it kind of kept them going. That's the sleeper hit for the whole holiday season for me. That it makes you feel like when you were 8 and you were playing a game with your friend, like Contra, and you just had to like. When you died, there was no second thought about starting again and going right back in. Do you know what I mean? Like those games, it is just like that. It is unbelievable how good that
Ain't
is.
bullshit because I've heard about it about a dozen times now. So
Yeah.
Super good.
It's hard. Everyone I talk to,
Oh no,
it's hard.
It's super
That's
challenging.
a cool art style.
Yeah.
Super awesome art
It's
style.
It's actually, if I'm not mistaken, the
Steamboat Willie.
entire art is like
Hand-drawn, yeah.
hand drawn flip book.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like 30s, 40s style.
Yeah.
They really nailed that out of the park when they released it. I just want a physical edition of that.
It looks good. It plays good. I highly recommend that. We also, on another whim, it was like super cheap. I bought this. It's called Fishing Universe Simulator. In addition to liking golf games, I also like some fishing games.
Okay.
But they're hit or miss. Like I like the Sega ones. from
Real
back in the day.
bass.
I didn't play that though, so I can't say anything about it. I also bought Into the Breach, which was from the makers of Faster Than Light. Anyone familiar with that?
No.
It's a space-based turn-style strategy.
Oh, okay.
This one's like mech suits.
Oh, okay.
Turn-based strategy.
alright.
So I didn't have an opportunity to play that yet. And then the last game we got was Yoshi's Crafted World. The girls have been waiting for that for a long time. If you like those games, it does not disappoint. It's Nintendo, you know what I
Yeah.
mean. But if you like the Yoshi's Island and
Okay.
and the
The yarn one.
yeah, Woolly World, that's right.
I actually picked it up for my mom for
good.
Christmas.
Super good. It's not challenging for me, and of course the girls are like arguing who's going to play with me next because we'll get through the level.
Yeah.
It's not hard, but I still get something out of it because, well, I'm playing with them. But then the second part of it is I enjoy the challenge of trying to get everything. I'm trying to get all the flowers,
Yeah.
all the hearts, like
Collectibles.
and that's not that much of a challenge either. But it is something. So
Keeps you entertained.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's my games.
Awesome. I've been playing Lego DC Villains a little bit here and there. I kind of just started that, and then I bouncing between that. I'm still bouncing around on Spider-Man. I play too many games at once. I don't just buckle down.
You never get anywhere. You just play a bunch and you never beat them.
Well, I like beat like 3, but I like work on like 3 or 4 at a time.
Wow. I can't.
I'm weird. I don't know. Like, I gotta keep entertaining my brain with something else. I want to go back to Luigi's Mansion. The problem is,
I got that for Christmas. I didn't even play it. That's
that fucking basement pisses me off to the point I don't want to play.
I don't think I got to the basement.
Just wait. You're gonna fucking hate it. That's what happened to me. I was like, I hate this fucking part, and I
got pissed at the cat, and that was the last time I played the game. I beat the cat, and I never fucking picked it back up.
Wait do you go in the basement? You have
Worse than the cat.
Yeah, it's horrible. The basement scene is terrible.
Stop it.
I'm excited to play it though. I am.
It's fun.
It's
frustrating.
The control scheme for the basement is just so fucking frustrating.
Really?
Like you're in a boat, and you have to use your vacuum. So you think like, oh, if I turn right, I'll go right.
Oh,
you
it's
turn
reversed.
right, you go completely 180. But if you're like, oh, I hit right to go, I hit left, but then I hit right to go back, it doesn't do anything. It's just so, and then it's annoying. It's just it frustrated me, so I stopped. But so I've been playing Spider-Man. I didn't really get much farther on that. Just still collecting stuff, going around doing all the side stuff first before I do the
there's
story.
a point where you can't do any more side stuff. You have to like play the story to unlock more side stuff.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Yeah, I'm almost at that point. And then I've been playing.
Wait, what was that? Pokemon?
Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. Spider-Man.
And then I've been playing Super Smash Brothers.
Oh, okay. I haven't played Super Smash
I've pretty
Brothers
much
in years
just
and years.
put it to super easy, and I'm doing the shine just to unlock all the characters.
Yeah.
And then once I unlock all the characters, then I'll just go back and just play the actual game just to learn the people. But I'm just trying to get all the characters.
There's no
unlocked.
real moves in that, right? Like
There isn't, but each character is
Mortal
kind
Kombat
of
moves.
play the same.
Who are you digging right now?
Bowser.
Yeah?
I like Bowser a lot.
I like Little Mac.
Yeah. I think Little Mac's stage is one of the coolest ones, the boxing ring.
For sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I like Bowser a lot. But I'm pretty far into that. I think I'm very, very close to finishing it. And then watching-wise, I watched a little bit of that Kevin Hart documentary thing where it's kind of like him like, yeah, man, I said some shit, but I'm not really. It is what it is. Like, sometimes people say shit and they're not. They don't.
What did he do?
He made a joke saying that if his kid ever started playing with a dollhouse, he would kick his son out of the house for being gay.
Yeah.
But he didn't obviously didn't mean it, but it was just like a joke.
And then when the people took
and then everyone's like, "You hate gay people." He's like, "No, I don't. It was a joke." You know what I mean? Like, not everything that's said that you should take it super.
But that was
hard.
a joke in '95. Nobody was.
Thank you, Ricky Gervais.
Yeah. He doesn't give a shit. I love that. That's what it really comes down to. Is if you let people get under your skin, like, oh my god, like.
Then they keep hammering it.
Then they keep going at it.
If you just go, meh.
Ricky Gervais got a little triggered though because they called him right wing then, and he was like, "What the fuck? Like, you missed the point." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm pretty much telling your celebrities that they think they're super left wing liberal, that they work for the biggest corporations in the company that don't pay taxes and don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Slave labor.
Yeah, slave labor. Yeah. The best is if ISIS had a streaming service, you'd call your agents.
That was hilarious. That whole monologue was amazing.
I just think it's fun. Like, I'm not getting in a whole political thing, but it's just like we can't have free healthcare because and then a company like Amazon doesn't pay a cent in taxes.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like what they would pay in taxes can cover universal healthcare. Yep. Like, it's just stupid to me. But anyway, yeah. And then I watched. I once again I started The Office again. I can't
stop.
Like 13th time.
I love the Dundies episode.
Yeah.
What is that, like being in season 2?
Yeah, so someone put a post up today. I'm in an Office fan page.
I'm in that too.
And the one guy put like his profile, his dating profile.
Oh, I
picture.
seen that. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Have you been reading the comments?
No, I didn't.
The one comment was the best. They're like, "Well, you didn't do it right. Like, what is your profile name? Like, how do we find you?
Yeah.
Is it little kid lover?" Because remember, Michael Scott's like, my profile on here is little kid lover because I want girls to know right away that I want kids. I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah, I rewatched it last summer.
I cannot wait.
I don't
cannot wait to go to that Office convention.
Oh yeah.
We're doing all 3 days.
Really?
Yeah, we're going all 3 days.
That might be one you might get it all in one day, unless it's certain people you meet on Saturday or whatever.
I'm not even really going for the people. Mm-hmm. Like, I won't stand in line to meet anybody.
Oh well, then you're gonna get it all in one day.
But I'm looking forward to the events. Like, there's events going on.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, so
they're
like
doing a lot of cool stuff.
Like the first day there, they're having a Dundies Award. And if you already bought your ticket, you have to fill like an RSP fee, like you're going to be there, and they give you a Dundee for being.
That's cool.
So you receive a Dundee, like you go up and receive a Dundee.
I didn't know they were
award.
doing stuff like that. That's
Then the
cool.
second
Instead of,
day is
panels.
like office trivia. So there's office trivia where everyone goes in and plays and they can win a prize or whatever. And
That's
then, like,
awesome.
And the third day is like the office party where everyone has like a party.
Oh,
or
that's
like,
cool.
Like they're doing like casino night or something stupid. It's the first year they're ever doing it.
What you were telling me about the people at the hotels is my favorite part
Yeah.
of the whole thing.
So people are actually like trying to book hotels in Scranton, right? But everyone's trying to book like third floor.
Yeah.
I think it was third floor next to the elevator where Michael Scott's room was.
Oh, okay.
So then whoever got that room, like that's where people are going to go after the office convention's over, so
like
they could party in the hotel rooms.
Yeah.
And they're going to party at the room
That's
like
funny.
that. Like someone walking with the black lights and stuff
Yeah.
going. Like so it's going to be like one of those things where it's not so much going to meet cast or going.
Okay.
Like I really just want to talk and meet people that are just super fans of a show like I am. I think that's it'll be fun.
Well,
Pretty
like
much
I
do like
said-
all the stuff that you want to do, like from the actual show itself.
I just want to meet
too.
people like those cons. Like when I went to my first con and I was like, I mean, yeah, there was people that I liked celebrity wise, and I'm like, I'm not paying that much to meet them, because they're humans like me. I you know, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there's some people that I would maybe pay some money, but it was more or less just talk to other fans because I like that. And then like I was more into buying the other people. Like when you go to a con, it's the people's art.
Yeah.
Like the stuff they physically make.
Yeah.
I'm into that. I'd spend $1,000 on art if I had the money.
Yeah, if you could, yeah.
Yeah.
No, with the Office, I'm season 4.
Yeah.
Is as far as I am at this point. I just started watching it a few months ago.
It's so good.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It is funny.
And when it comes to conventions, I actually wrote it in here specifically that I enjoyed going to like Comic Cons and meet and greets how they used to be.
Yeah.
It's gotten to a point where I'm all but priced out of it because
It's real expensive. I mean,
It's
some people, it's like $200, $250.
It's expensive.
It's too much.
It's expensive,
Yeah.
and I feel like all right. So if I like, this is just an example, like fucking what's his name, fucking Freddy Krueger, Robert England,
Yeah.
England, yeah.
and I walk up and they're like, from this point in line, it's like 5 hours.
Yeah.
Like there's so much more I can do.
Yeah.
I paid my admission to get into this con
That you'll just miss out on.
that I'm going to miss out
Yeah.
on because I'm standing in. Like I won't do that. I just won't. I won't do it.
that's the problem though. Like it used to be when like the first one I went to, it was $20 to walk in the door.
Yeah.
And that was Wizard World Philly. That was a big
Yeah.
That
convention.
was one of
They
those
charge
good.
you hundreds of
That
dollars
was
to walk
good,
in the
yeah.
door, and then
Yeah.
you're like, you're not even guaranteed to do anything else because
Yeah.
it's just everything's a money. It kind of sucks. And like we went to go meet, I went to go meet Enzo, not Enzo Mori because that character's dead. Enzo.
Yeah.
So when I went to go meet him, I was like, all right, so this is the only wrestler I actually paid for, but because I want more. It was with my curiosity. Like, is he the person I've been defending this whole time, or is he what everyone was telling me he was? And I really think that day he proved that the person I was kind of defending was kind of true. Like, I kind of was like, you know, I'm kind of glad I stuck by this dude. I think he's a good guy. I think he has done some shitty things, but I think he owns up to it, or maybe he doesn't. But at least he's come to terms with what he has. Like, you know what I mean? But I stood in line, not very long. 10-15 minute wait because it wasn't like a big arena, but he literally took 20-30 minutes with every single person in line, and then when people were like, oh, let me hurry up, people are waiting, he goes, yo, I'm the boss here, man, you take as long as you want to talk to me, I'm here. Like, that's what I'm there for. Like, if I can stand in line just to be like thank you and leave and it doesn't cost me anything, I would even do that. Just to get like a quick hi, how are you doing? Like, your name on a paper does nothing for me.
Well, a lot of times it's like, hey, hi, thank you, bye. You know, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, my friend met Mark Hamill, but it was like $325. I was like, I'm not doing that.
No
That's
way.
crazy.
Like I snuck in line with a friend to see Adam West, and it took forever. And then we get there, and he wouldn't even make eye contact with us.
Yeah, and you're like, you fucking.
And I was like, the whole reason I snuck in line is to hear your voice. Your voice is iconic, and he literally. You handed it to him. He looked down. His handler would go, "What's your name?" And you would say Andy. And he would hear you say Andy. He would write from Adam West to Andy,
Yeah.
and then he would just hand it back to you, and he wouldn't even look up.
Yeah, that sucks. That's a terrible interaction.
Yeah,
They get paid a lot of money to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They walk out with like garbage bags of cash.
yeah, and I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. But if that's your thing, I'm not saying it's stupid, and I'm not trying to hate people
Yeah.
for it. But that's just not for me. But yeah, So like even if like we went to the con and like fucking Pam and Jim are there,
Yeah.
I would not. I love the show. I wouldn't stand in line.
Yeah, I don't think I would meet anybody there.
But if I walked up and Creed's line had 3 people in it,
Yeah.
I'd stand in line for.
But it'd
3
be
people.
cool to take if there's people cosplay as Alpha's characters there to take pictures of them. That'd
Yeah.
be pretty cool.
Yeah, that I like that too. I like the cosplay and
Yeah.
stuff aspect of it. Like I think
I'm
it's
sure
fun.
there will be. You know?
Yeah,
Well, up until earlier this week, I thought Creed was my favorite character, and then I saw a Moses Greatest Hits video,
Oh,
and I was like,
Moses.
"Oh man, this guy's great."
Creed only gets better.
Yeah, Creed says some good stuff. There's just a new pop coming out, and he's all bloody.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's
Have you got to that episode yet? Where he's all
I've
bloody?
seen the highlight reel for it.
So,
yeah.
so if you're not an Office fan, it's a Halloween party, and they're like, "Man, killer costume, Creed," and he's like, "What?" And then he does one of his confessions. And he's like, "Did not know today was Halloween. Good timing." And that's all he says. So the whole time you're like, "Is fucking Creed a killer?"
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Creed has you don't know what he's about. Like you never really learn. Like
They never go back on it.
No, they
little-
always have like Creed is like a drug dealer or he's like
he's a thief.
yeah, he's always something.
Like, and then at the very end, like you kind of like they give you a little bit on him, but you still don't know.
or he's homeless.
Yeah, like-
I used to know when I was a homeless man.
Yeah, like
His name's not even Creed.
Yeah.
From what I gather.
It was
Yeah.
the guy that worked there before or something.
Yeah, he stole. But he's actually he plays himself in a way too. Like Creed used to be in a band, and then the band kind of disappeared. But like Creed left the band and joined. Like he's kind of his real self.
Yeah, but like really over the top.
Yeah, but I know. I think his real name is Creed Bratton.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, like he
That's
plays.
funny.
It's awesome. It's funny.
The only thing I thought the last 2 seasons kind of it was still good, but not as good.
See, for me-
when they broke up Andy and Aaron, that was a dumb storyline. When that guy was he liked Pam, and he was the camera guy, and then like you seen him, I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is stupid.
I still think like
And then they add like 8 new characters. I'm like, no.
yeah. See, I think every season for me has its place.
Yeah.
Like I don't think there's when everyone's like when Michael leaves, and it's the show
It
sucked.
was still good.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I did like
With Will
everyone.
Ferrell?
Everyone hated Will Ferrell, and I liked it.
Yeah, I
I
liked
thought it fit that thing.
Yeah.
And I even when like the one character storyline is kind of lame,
Yeah.
you're still another character that you're still invested in that you want to know
Yeah.
about.
Robert California was good.
Yeah, he was awesome. Idris.
Yeah, I didn't like him.
I thought he was
Yeah,
funny.
I was like, he's too heel for me. I don't like him.
Yeah, I thought he was great.
for me.
I thought he was great because he shook up the office. Like I think how each boss comes in and each
Yeah.
person kind of like I don't know. I love it. I love all of it. It was great. I want more. Now there's a podcast called The Office Women where it's Pam and Angela and
Yeah,
they
watch it.
My
break down.
sisters were telling me
they
about
break down each episode and they talk
I need
about
to
stuff.
listen to it, but it's probably pretty good.
It's good. It's really good. Definitely hit the 30-second button or the 13-second button
Oh,
a
in the
lot
beginning.
because they do tons
Commercials.
of advertisements. So it's literally like a
that 30-second button, that's phenomenal.
It's they may do a 2-hour podcast, but it's only 45 minutes of content.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Oof. A lot of podcasts do that.
Yeah.
They really do. So when you sit there and complain, like, your podcast 2 hours, we're giving you 2 hours of legit content.
Yep.
We're not fucking spreading it
Yeah,
out.
commercials.
It's not like
Speaking
two-
of-
Speaking of
Pounds
2-hour
shit,
podcasts, we're probably getting close to that. So I don't have anything else that I can remember that I watched that I want to. Oh, I did. One more thing. I watched Aladdin, the new Aladdin.
How was that?
Live
What do you
action.
think?
I liked it. I thought Will Smith was a good pick for Genie. I know a lot of people were hating on it first because it's not Robert Williams. Get over it. He's dead. He's not coming back. I mean, he's never going to be your Genie.
Yeah.
But I thought Will Smith was fantastic as Genie.
What about Gilbert Godfrey as the bird?
But the bird didn't. He just talked like a bird.
Really?
He didn't have like a
Oh,
voice for
that's a
voice.
letdown.
The only character that I did not like that I wish
Was
was different.
Aladdin.
No, Aladdin was great. Heidi said Aladdin should have been Mustafa Ali. And I kind of agree with her. He
Okay,
would have
yeah.
looked awesome.
Yeah.
Princess Jasmine was the girl who played the Pink Ranger in the new Power Ranger,
No idea.
in the new live action. She's a really pretty
I
girl.
didn't see that movie.
I didn't like Jafar. I thought Jafar was too attractive. I thought he
Alright.
was more like he was too handsome and young and good looking. I thought the cool
You
thing
didn't
about
hate
I
him?
could have swore you were gonna say her dad.
her dad, yeah, he wasn't short.
No.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be a tiny little guy.
Yeah, but the guy who was Jafar's like right hand man should have been Jafar. He was creepier looking with the bigger beard. I heard 2 different speculations of why they didn't make Jafar long beard scary because they didn't want to like make him like your typical
Stereotype.
your stereotype.
So Aladdin.
Yeah, but I mean like the long beard, scary
Yeah.
turban. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't even really wear the headdress.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, wow.
That's
But I thought it was kind of cooler in the anime where he looked that part, and he was kind of
Well, he's
older,
a-
trying to hook up with a younger
yeah,
chick.
he's
I
a
thought
bad
it was,
guy.
it
Bad
made
guys
he
do
made,
bad things.
He made himself sleazier.
Yeah.
But they're like, no, he's about the same age as Jasmine, and no headdress, really. Like,
Oh, man.
yeah.
I don't like when people are like, "Whoa, the bad guy's doing bad things." Well, no shit.
Yeah, that's what they're supposed to do. But I
bad
thought
guys
it was
do.
good, and it comes out to Disney Plus this month. So if you
Wow.
haven't
How
seen
about
it,
that?
it will be on Disney Plus.
Nice.
All right, so tonight's topic.
Yeah, I thought we were doing.
Oh yeah, good call.
sodas.
Let's
Do
go-
you want
let's-
to do the Mountain Dew Violet?
Let's do that first. Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna do a
It is
quick.
the Japanese Violet Mountain Dew that you can get at
I'm kind of
FYE that costs $6 a can.
Wow.
While Andy's pouring that, I'll give
see
you
what it
guys a quick
smells like.
rundown what to expect in the show. So this Monday, actually already
It
on
smells really
Monday,
good. It smells like grape gum.
Tyler Troutman sat down with us, so that interview's out now. I actually canceled yesterday's interview because I was really sick and didn't even go to work, so I have to reschedule that one.
Just take
But
whatever you want.
we have a lot of cool stuff coming up next. Some of the interviews that I'm actually shooting this month won't even be out this month because it's going to go like every Monday, so we're going to miss out. You're going to see some stuff coming much later. But we have a lot of cool stuff. The Abaddon Tattoo Shop studio interview is on this Monday the 13th. And then I went to Harrisburg HMAC, and I did an interview that we're going to break up into 2 parts. So it's like
okay.
2 hour and 15-minute interviews, like a 2-part series. And that will, should I just kill it or no?
I just try whatever you. I don't know how much is left.
There's
Might
not
be a lot
much. I mean, there's a little bit left. I don't
Okay.
want to kill it. You can have the rest because you bought it. But the HMAC is going to be 2-part, so you can check that out. I met two rappers in the area, or 3 rappers. All pretty cool. I liked them.
Yeah.
I thought they were really talented. The one was really young, and I didn't expect him to rap about the stuff he rapped about,
Oh,
being
right.
that young and kind of having a good head on his shoulders. And then the one girl, her name is Peaches, but she's
I
kind
wonder why you like her. I wonder why you like her.
if you're making a joke about butts and stuff, it's not. That's not.
No, I mean
She
the
has no
name.
butt.
Oh yeah, you guys like peach
You
flavored
goof.
things. Yeah,
You
good call.
goof.
Well, they usually peach is like a butt, but no, she kind of raps like about sex and stuff, and it's kind of funny. I don't know, it's entertaining. She started freestyling, and her first verse was like "lick my butt" or something like that, and I was like, "That's funny. I'm in."
This tastes like grape gum,
It does.
like grape bubble gum.
If you were to liquefy Big League Chew,
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
or
Grape big-
grape Swedish Fish,
Yep.
Go with the ginger ale. I think it's called blackberry.
Oh yeah.
Canada
Yeah.
Dry.
I didn't try that yet. I seen it.
Oh.
The purple one.
You're drinking it.
Really? Wow.
that's delicious. It's a mix
It's
between
pretty good. Yeah.
It's a mix
A
made
grape
between the-
Swedish fish. That's
grape
what I-
Swedish
yeah.
fish. That grape Swedish fish taste is something I haven't had in a long, long time. Even when they try to remake them in the generic ones,
Yeah.
it's not the same.
I would agree with that.
Oh,
I didn't know. I was at Weiss this week. I was looking in the international food aisle.
Moon. Yeah.
And they got like the Japanese soda.
that's awesome.
They have a couple. It's usually like
like
orange, regular,
Strawberry for
yeah,
sure.
strawberry,
Yeah.
Regular is like Sprite. So this is suika, which means is Japanese for watermelon. So it's a
That
watermelon
last
stuff.
one we had, the Mets one.
Yeah.
Ooh, man, was that good.
Let's see.
I think you smell
A
from
little
here.
smell.
And you really took a breather of that.
I got it because I'm kind of sick, so I'll pass it down. Take as much watermelon suika as you like.
Speaking of which, Mark, you brought up that the arcade is dead, and I actually went to a place in Somerville, New Jersey called Yestercades.
That is very crisp.
Good little place to go to. They have like a little bit of a chain. The Somerville, New Jersey, the Somerville location was supposedly a lot bigger than the Red Bank, and then there's another one in I think it's North New Jersey. I don't know my geographical stuff with whatchamacallit, New Jersey.
I
But
know she had one.
in Somerville, they have a brewery right across. Like, there's like a squareway. There's the Village Brewing Company. Then, like, if you go a block or two, or half a block, there's a comic book shop. Then there was a video game store there, and then the arcade to wrap up your whole day, and you got it all in one shot. It was pretty wild.
It sounds
Okay.
like my bank account taking a pinch.
Like I said, though, what's the name of the place?
Yestercades.
Exactly proving my point. They're
But
dead.
I'm going to tell you.
Mark said they don't make new.
Yeah, there's.
Arcade
But
games.
just saying-
You
but I'm
can't
just
go
saying,
play
though.
new
This
games.
suika
or
tastes
anything,
like
really.
watermelon.
Yeah.
Well,
It
Now
tastes
I
like
did see they
watermelon
did go
liquefied.
to Dave and Buster's in Allentown, I think.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
here's
it-
the thing.
Yeah, or Harrisburg.
New arcades suck. When they make new arcades, Dave and Buster's,
They do suck. I was at
they're
David
not
Buster's,
even
I
like
was
fucking video games. They're like,
bop and mole and stuff
yeah,
like that.
it's dumb.
And
Like
iPad
they try to make it
games.
interactive. Yeah, a lot of touch stuff. That one with the chicken run where you like It's kind of like Frogger,
And they charge
Yeah.
too much per game.
and they charge too much.
Yeah. This one was like $8.75 an hour, but all the machines were free play. They also
That's how
had-
every arcade should be.
Yeah.
They have all
An
classic
hourly rate.
stuff,
But here's the thing.
console stuff.
But what you should have is when you have an arcade like that. I'm sorry to cut you off. But
That's all right. No.
You pay $10 per hour, right? And your card is unlimited. You can go and play a game, but your card shouldn't allow you to play the same game 3 times. Like, so you can't just sit there and take up a station all day. You know what I mean? Like,
Sit on the turtle machine all day.
yeah. Like unless like obviously like you're not bothering anybody. But if people are like, hey man, I want to eventually
Yeah,
try
yeah,
that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, they could do a peak hours kind of thing.
yeah.
they never really had that issue like at there because they had so much there that like people are
That's
really
nice.
picking all over the place. Like I played fucking Tempest,
Oh,
like
wow.
my first machine, and like I was wild playing that.
If there was like real popular games, I would have 2 machines.
Watermelon way better.
Yeah, the
Yeah, definitely.
watermelon's good. It tastes just like watermelon. Suika.
I think they're both delicious.
There's a peach one too. I should have got that one.
So I
got that one.
So I
Yeah.
played like 10.
Mr. Peach
It
here.
was like peach and
where
might have been
are they at?
the FYE. That one's a little bit cheaper. That was only $3.
Yeah.
This was the limited run, but I'm sure they'd bring it back with it. Yeah, I like them both.
Isn't there a Peach Mountain Dew coming soon?
Yeah, that's supposed to be. I don't know what's going on.
Like I said, just go buy the case of the Canada Dry
Yeah,
Blackberry.
and just drink that. Wow, it is
anyone-
good, but
Anyone else have any snacks or anything they want?
no, there. You know what I seen today, and I was like, I'm not buying them because we already had them. Chocolate marshmallow flavored Oreos.
Oh, okay.
What the fuck flavor was the marshmallow flavored Oreo?
Yeah.
Chocolate marshmallow.
Yeah.
Right.
That's like the cookies and cream
The,
flavored Oreo.
the moon
Right.
ones were kind of marshmallow too.
Yeah, they were the that's it.
I didn't
So,
even taste marshmallow in the
marshmallow Oreo.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, we are running a little long.
All right, let's
We're
get
about
to
an
Ben's
hour,
topic.
25 minutes, 26 minutes. So.
All right.
What's in the box?
Oh, that's very.
That's going to be after
Yeah.
after we wrap. We're going to make a video. If you guys are welcome to hang out and see it.
Sweet.
Ben, tonight's topic.
That we don't know anything about at all.
You are all on your own.
I am
Yeah,
fucking
sorry.
deadlifting this.
Hey, we can have questions, right?
Yeah, we'll
It's
have
gonna be
questions.
pretty fun.
I'm turning off my mic.
Yeah, we can figure out what we're gonna. Does any? Oh, actually, before we start, Ben, does anyone at the table have an idea of what they want to talk about next week?
Anyone?
I have a topic. I just don't know. Like literally, I like
If you're busy, yeah.
this week alone.
Yeah.
I'm doing a show every single day.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then next week, a show every single day. I have that Wednesday off, and that Wednesday off. So I have 2 days off this month.
Oh my god.
Every day I'm recording something because I want
Get
to
that hustle.
I want to have a backlog, so in case something happens, at least we have a show every week. I want to
good.
get back to that.
that hustle.
And you're not scrambling or
Yeah, so if I work hard for the first 2 months, I can have a leeway to take a day off or a week off, and we still have something that's going to show up.
Right.
So I have a topic. I just don't know if I'm going to have time to get it ready. So I just kind of, if anyone has anything they can do, that would be awesome.
I mean, I could kind of double up if you.
We'll
really
see how you
want
do
me
here.
to. Oh boy.
I've been
I'm joking,
waiting.
I'm joking.
I've been waiting to do a Dungeons and Dragons episode.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be
I
a
could do
pretty
that.
nifty
We
one.
could do the history
I
of
know,
it.
I know there was we were talking about doing the muscles, like the history
Yeah,
of
the
muscles.
muscle one.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think Jason said he's ready. He can do that.
He said he doesn't really know much. He only has
Oh.
the collection. He doesn't
Yeah.
know the history of
Yeah,
it.
I don't. Yeah,
And I don't think he really knows how we do the topic
Is he
thing.
talking about the little homies?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The
not
muscles.
not the homies. The flesh.
I
colored
have
ones.
some
Yeah.
homies though.
I had my wife sold them at a yard sale.
so
so
should
big
get- I
tub of
love
them.
Dude, you had like all of them.
I did have all of them. I
We used
seriously
to go
did.
to that goddamn giant down.
Yeah. And we would like legitimately play with them too. Like
That's awesome.
I love the dude in the wheelchair.
You're
Is my
80
favorite.
You're like 18 years old.
18. Yeah, that's about right.
I like the guy
That's right.
with the ghetto blaster. Yeah.
Oh yes, yes.
But
He's a
maybe
good
if
one.
Jason sees how a topic goes one week, then
Okay.
he'll be like, because I think he thinks that we just go straight from memory.
Oh, okay.
And not really actually do a little bit of research and
Yeah.
Right.
the history of. So,
I was gonna do Wonder Woman.
yeah. So you'll do next week. You want Dungeons and Dragons?
Sure.
And then the week after you do Wonder Woman.
Sure, yeah.
Cool.
I can chime in for Dungeons and Dragons.
And then
Sweet.
if
So
you
if
want to have
If
one,
this ever goes well enough and you guys enjoy having me,
no,
I would
I'm always
like
down
to,
for the sixth mic.
Try something along the lines of maybe a Clint Eastwood Western kind of thing.
I'm into it.
Ooh, okay, cool.
I think the cool idea is, and then like I said, we do normally the 5, but really it only is me just sliding down one spot and adjusting the camera. So I'm not opposed to having the 6. You just got to give me a heads up because Andy does take the mic setup to do his podcast, so he just has to bring the one mic back. So yeah, I'm down. I think it's fun. I told you that we met. I was like, man, I'd love to have you part of the show.
I'll be more of a pop-in guy. I don't know how he does it every week.
Yeah.
when we
Yeah, you
get
need your
up
sleep.
at 4 in the morning,
Yeah.
I don't work like that.
Yeah,
So,
whatever. Well, just give me a heads up of what weeks. Well, you're in the chat now, so just give me a week. Hey, this week works good for me, and then we'll be like, all right, someone take a back seat. This week you're coming with your topic. So get it ready, and then when you're ready to go, you can just jump in and do
You
it.
just sit on it.
Curious about your Dungeons and Dragon thing. That's
Yeah.
I got some books to bring.
Yeah.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that one. But yeah, I mean, I have some old school books like not the second. I have a couple second edition ones, but oh shit,
That's okay.
I spelled that. And I have the Monster Manual from like '77 or something. Yeah, I'll bring some of the cool
That's
ones.
pretty cool.
All right. So without further ado, Ben, Gundam.
Okay, so
I'm gonna blow my nose when Ben starts.
Gundam, very fun topic. This series came out in April 7th of 1979 with the debut show Mobile Suit Gundam. Pretty much it deals with like war themes, but with giant robots, pretty much. And what?
You just derailed him.
Yeah, you derailed me, yeah.
Sorry.
But the show was created by Yoshiaki Tomino, and he has been on the show. He's been with this show for about like 40 years, and he's always had a hand with every single actual series. Now, just to kind of help you out a little bit, I actually have the Gundam official guide. It's like a 1995 publication.
I like the name An America. Anime in America put together.
It shows you a lot of cool stuff in the sense that like it tells you like what goes into a Gundam. Like they actually show you models too, as you can see. I'll get into those a little bit later.
I had that model actually.
And then creator profiles, who they are. They give you like what they worked on, like the manga episodes too. And to give you an idea, that's Mobile Suit Gundam. Now, the show went on for about 43 episodes. It was struggling at 39, and this thing was not taking off by any means necessary. So, what ended up happening was, it was a cool idea, but kind of executed, like people weren't digging
What
it.
year did it come out?
79.
Wow.
I don't want to side rail you,
That's
but I
okay.
have a little
No,
bit of a
that's-
question.
no, that's fine.
In
Go ahead.
1979 Japan, do you have any idea where we're at with giant robots?
Okay, so
Like, did it have a lot of competition?
I think it was kind of along the lines of they were exploring the idea, but they wanted to make it more. They wanted to make it more a larger scale because you also had like Gigantor and like a Ultraman, like the kaiju, like kind of sort of those things. But this Gundam thing was trying to take off, trying to be the new thing. And there's a lot of cool. Well, there's one really cool thing that I found out about that I didn't even know. But anyhow, struggling. It was like it was going to be a freaking flash in the pan, one and done, and it would have been like the GoBots. But the toy company Bandai, believe it or not, you can even look at the book too if you really want to. If anyone wants to look at it.
I'm listening to you, buddy.
But Bandai actually took the helm and said, hey, look, there's a lot of potential in this series, so why don't we actually make toys out of this? And so it actually got a nice facelift, and at the same time it really resurrected the whole series into one. And they came up with the models in 1980, like shortly after that, which are called Gunpla, and they're like Gundam plastic, and they have like the rails and everything else then too. So
1980 to make that. Well, you think Transformers were real technical, and they came out in like 82. So
yeah, and the way that they did them with they kind of did more of like a die-cast model. So like everything is actually fully detailed. I'm actually going to show you guys a little bit of stuff. Like I have one that's completed. A mini model.
Is that an 80 one? Like an 80s one?
No, that's like a 90s one. That's like the G Gundam one where they did like Neo France, Neo America. Yeah, you're fine. Neo America, where they had Chibi D. Crockett, which is corny and cheesy. And they did like super deformed versions.
look at that thing.
I just read about that in the book.
So, which was pretty cool. You can look at the manual too.
So this is a model, Ben. This guy here. It's not a toy.
This is like you can consider that an action figure. And I was like,
did you make it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually painted that and did all that. It was my first attempt at one.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I used, like I said to you at the gym, I used gloss paint.
He has articulation and stuff.
Yeah, you could pose them in all different shit.
Just as shitty to put together as a Malifaux model.
Good to know.
So, which is pretty cool. But there's a museum. Well, actually, a fun fact about that: it takes up 90% of the Japanese toy market, toy model market.
90%.
90%. So, like, most of the time, if you go to Japan and see these figures, chances are it's going to be Gundam, and then it's going to be like, there's another competitor called Kotobukiya. They do a lot of cool stuff too, but you're most. Oh, okay. Thank you, Andy. But seriously though,
they make
but seriously though,
sexy comic heroes and everything.
But you'll see like more Gundam stuff in the stores than anything, and like even people put the models together and they can sell the used parts. So like you can actually kind of Frankenstein parts together, or you can use it for your model then too.
This guy's name is Goof. Goof Custom.
The Goof.
Oh, Goof.
Yeah. So. There's a place called Gundam Front Tokyo. It's a dedicated museum for Gundam and also houses 90% of the models.
Wow.
So practically from when they first started up until currently. And they also have a Gundam statue. It's a life-size model of the RX-78, which is kind of like on the game here. RX-78, the Mobile Suit Gundam game, 35 tons and 18 meters high.
Wow.
And
how many tons?
35 tons.
So it's like solid metal and rock.
It's fucking crazy. It was such a huge attraction in 2009. They only had it up for a month. 4.5 million people got to see this.
Wow.
So like just to give you an idea what this this phenomena or this franchise came from, like a flash in a pan to like coming up to being like
household name.
A household name.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous. A lot of I have other models too. So like you can see I did some painting and panel lines. You could just put them together like that and they look just like practically brand new. You can put in decals. You can do like a whole bunch of stuff, articulate them. I always like the super deformed stuff because it looks really cool and they do some cool stuff.
Oh, okay.
This guy's got a paintball gun.
And basically,
and the instructions are in Japanese. I'm trying to read it here.
And you just look at like the like they usually do like the numbered parts. So you look on the sprue on the sprues and stuff, which is pretty cool. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, I would have passed the book to you. But yeah, I mean, this thing alone, toys alone, even their small models.
Oh, that is awesome.
So you could probably use those in your Malfo.
Oh my god, I would.
There's even like chibi like other models too.
He has a tea kettle.
Does he?
Yeah.
That guy looks cool.
This is awesome.
This is how ridiculous they can get then too. See, with those models, they usually would sell them in like curry packs. I had to get the curry packs from Japan to do that.
Like, did you buy a dated curry pack, or was it recent?
They were like way back when.
This red one looks like a power armor from Fallout.
Yeah, it does, and it also looks like the red.
A lot of influential
this guy's
stuff
cool.
from there.
I was gonna say this had to have been first. Like if it does look like power armor, then it bit off a Gundam, you know?
Yeah, I mean this is just so crazy how it would
This
go.
little guy's cool.
That's my favorite.
It could be a
Now
golem.
just working on this one then too. I have like all different panel lines and stuff that I was really working on. I wanted to get Steve's reaction's priceless.
Oh my god. I mean, he doesn't have a tea kettle, but it's pretty amazing.
But they came in sets then too.
But it's that guy. But instead of the paintball gun, an axe.
I love little guys. This is amazing.
But I mean, mostly like a lot of the merchandise. I know some of the stuff is going to fall apart.
So this guy, his face looks like Shockwave from Transformers.
Yeah, that's Shar's Zaku too, and that's the faster model to it. So, I mean, you could put them together. You could put decals. You can paint them. You could really do some cool stuff with these models, and even people put them in dioramas.
Nice.
But I'm going to kind of deviate away from that then too, and say that Bandai really made this a household name. So we're looking at television series now. There's about 46 television shows in the past 40 years about that. That's including like movies, like your television series, that kind of stuff when it comes to it, which is really neat. Some of my notable ones that I would recommend, like if you wanted to really get into the Mobile Suit, the Mobile Suit franchise, the 008 MS Team, which is basically like they deal with war times. G Gundam, which is like a whole tournament where they like have like Neo Sweden, Neo France. They even have Neo Poland.
Nice.
So that's just to give you an idea how they're getting into all of it. Gundam Wing, which is the 95, cult like classic that if you ever watched on Toonami, they had that on, and they also had Endless Waltz, probably the most successful franchise overall.
I think I watched some of that one.
In America at least. So they would always deal with a fighting spirit type of deal, and they call people new types. And they call people new types. So they have like this like psychic like fighting like ability, like fighting instinct, which is pretty cool. And that's what they would always call the people new types in the series. So like people would have like fighting prowess, that kind of stuff. Fighting prowess. They know what they're doing if it's an old suit versus the new suit.
They'd have a proficiency almost.
It would be ridiculous. And some of the action's pretty cool too. And
is there any like main human characters?
well, I'm going to get into that a little bit. I would say arguably the most popular character is Amuro Ray, and he's one of the very first characters. He started in Mobile Suit Gundam, and he started in like 3 or 4 series after that then too, in different roles, because he was a young guy when he was dealing with this war. And then Char Aznable, his infamous suit is the Char Zaku 2, which is the faster...
This one?
No, it's the red mobile
okay.
suit. But that was his specific one, and he had multiple versions. Like, he had multiple versions of, like, these other mobile suits, and they were always fast and proficient in speed, because he always liked that speed aspect to it. As far as video games go, they have about like 42 games altogether, and I have some showcased then too.
I actually played one of them.
Journey to Jaburo is a fun game.
Journey to Jabroni.
I played the Xbox one.
And then Dynasty Warriors Gundam.
Yeah.
'Cause I used to play the Dynasty Warriors.
And there's a sequel to this too.
Yep. And that's a fun game because
That would be fun.
you unlock a whole bunch of mobile suits in like Journey to Jaburo, and you can like some of them aren't even in the... I think they are all in the series, but just like one-offs, like you could play certain missions or like 2-player battles, because that's how it used to be with the PlayStation 2 games. And then there was a Zeonic Front, as Andy has there then too. It's very similar to what Jaburo would bring. And Dynasty Warriors Gundam, imagine Dynasty Warriors, but with Gundam characters.
Now, did the Gundam idea, is that kind of where they got the ideas for Metal Gear Solid? Or is it one after the other?
I would say it'd be like one after another.
Like who came first?
Who came first?
Gundam or Metal Gear?
I would definitely say Gundam, because it
Gundam's
came out
from
in 79.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Yeah, so it's about a 40-year franchise.
Now, what came first between Gundam and Transformers?
Definitely Gundam. Because that's in the 80s, like 81, 82, or it might be even like in the mid-80s. I'm not sure about that.
Which came first, the chicken or the egg?
I'm just trying to see, because like you could definitely see that a lot of stuff was inspired by Gundam, like obviously Power Rangers and Ultraman and
Voltron.
and
When you stepped out for a moment, that's kind of what we were saying. Like the only thing that would have came before this would have been like Ultraman.
yeah.
Or,
Ultraman or Gigantor. He was like a late 50s, early 60s big giant
Ultraman would be
robot.
like when he was the thing that fought Godzilla, like, right?
Yeah, in some way, but it's like a different like universe of sorts.
Well, I thought they did fight, or what was it? What was
might have
what was the
later.
big mech suit that fought Godzilla? Where the guy got in a suit and fought Godzilla?
It's Ultraman.
that was
it?
that was
Ultraman?
no, that was Jet Jaguar.
Ultraman's a big superhero.
Yeah,
He's like all silver
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
white eyes.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's like Jushin Liger.
Yeah,
And then like,
This is one of the only 360 games I don't have.
and then obviously Pacific Rim,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Oh,
yeah.
definitely.
Gundam.
Like, I mean, this really had an impact.
Yeah.
Popular ones include Dynasty Warriors Gundam, Journey to Jaburo, Gundam Side Story, Rise from the Ashes. That's like a first-person game then too, and that's a pretty fun game as well. That's played on. You could play that on the Dreamcast, and I actually have that.
I have that one too.
And one rare game is for the Virtual Boy called SD Gundam Dimensions. It goes for loose $500.
Wow.
If you find like the boxed and the manual and everything else, no way you're gonna freaking touch that.
Name your price.
Oh, tell me about it.
I got a question.
Yeah,
And
sure.
Maybe it's because I don't understand like the whole Japanese culture thing.
Sure.
But what's with everything being gigantic. Like, what's
I think they
the
really want.
monsters, the toys, the everything?
because they're
Like,
such small people. Like because the tallest, like the dad's height for a Japanese guy is like 5'6", 5'7".
Right.
I would say it's more along the lines of like being like extravagant, like being larger than life. It's kind of like one of those escapes from, and like kind of like what maybe the
Their cities are
Italian's saying.
very big too. They do like big like culture things. Like,
Well, I did just read, as big as the country is, there's so much mountain that like 95% of the populace is jammed into such a small
Yeah.
part of
They
the
build
they
on
go
top
up-
of each
they
other.
go up
yeah.
and not out. Yeah.
They build on top of each other. I was just going to say that then too. But just having something like that, and then imagine like you actually, if they actually do make larger versions.
here's
of
a culture thing too. Like, and this is not me trying to be insensitive or anything. It's just obviously because you're past to find your future. How much of the because they're very inspired by military tech, and they're very inspired by like heroes and saving the day and end of the world. How much you think their country getting 2 bombs dropped on them? Like, hey, what if we had a Gundam back in the day? Like thousands of
There's a
millions
lot of influence. That's what Godzilla was actually inspired
Yeah.
by, the Hiroshima bombings. Yeah, the Hiroshima bombing. Yeah. Oh my God.
So-
There's so much like influential like impact. Like the Japanese would actually be influenced by some of our stuff that they would make their own version, but better. Like it's so unreal, like especially when, and I'm just going to kind of deviate from this then too, it's kind of unreal how some of these bands that are influential like in America go over to Japan and there's like a Japanese guy singing fucking Queen, like it's like the legit thing,
Right.
like it's nutty, and like it's just wild for how they would do it. They even have like baseball teams, like Japanese baseball teams fashioned by
baseball's huge in Japan.
Oh my God.
Massive.
And it's crazy. It's not like, 50 million, for, a contract. They're just there to play the game and play like the reasonable wages in too.
Really, even if you're not a wrestling fan, if you definitely want to learn a little bit about just a little bit of sports culture and Japanese culture, these guys, I couldn't really help out with it, but last episode of
Wrestle Kingdom.
Tornado Tag, and they did the history of Wrestle Kingdom, and just not just Wrestle Kingdom, but the Tokyo Dome, and how just it's a really cool episode, especially if Japanese culture inspires you or you really like it.
I think it's so interesting. I'd love to go.
Incredible.
Brian
passionate.
did a
That's why I
great
want to learn
job
as
with the
much.
history of it. It was awesome. Yeah.
Incredibly passionate with what they do then too, because like I was saying before, the creator was on the show, like he was in every Gundam project for 40 years. Like that's just, it goes to show you, like,
Well, there's
he
still a
wanted this thing
Gundam
to be
show still going right now.
There are still Gundam shows
Well,
still
I mean,
going on.
a one that lasted probably the longest is going
well,
right
they
now.
usually go like in like spurts, but
Maybe like a series.
Yeah, like there's people that are waiting for Iron Blood Orphans, because I was watching that at one point to be, one of those series to keep going yet, because it's the manga's still going then too. Manga I'm not even going to get into because it's just there's so much there. That's
What was that one video game
constant.
for Xbox and stuff, like Lost Odyssey or something, and it was about
That's a
big
role-playing
giant mech suits
No.
and stuff.
Not Lost Odyssey.
Lost. I thought it was Lost something. It had,
Lost Odyssey's like Final Fantasy.
oh, it was like something with big mechs or something. I just remember it was like snowy
360?
levels and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, Lost Planet.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, there was no real mechs. So they had that. Yeah, you could get like little tiny ones.
Yeah.
Human-sized ones.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I mean, like, just talking about and just telling you guys like how big it truly is. It's just one of those things. Like, I mean, I was reading an article up in like it was May of last year that, believe it or not, they made so much money off of this new off of one of the newer franchise. They released like 200 new Gundam models, and they might have sold like 100,000 or more. It got to the point where it's so popular that every man, woman, and child, it would be for every 1 out of 10 people would at least have
One Gundam?
one Gundam model in their house,
Wow.
or more. That's how popular this thing is.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, it
never-
exploded.
It never really took off stateside though. I mean, not like
you
Mike
can
Tech
kind.
there.
I mean, you could.
He said
kinda
there was that
argue-
Toonami one that was
Toonami
mildly
really
popular.
was like the gateway to all that kind of stuff.
And when was
then-
that for us? Was that like 98-ish? Was that
like
introduced?
97, 98,
Yeah.
about that. And even like you can even get into like the Adult Swim back in the day, like early 2000s, like late night then too. I mean, when I mean by late night, 3, 4 o'clock late night,
Right.
Because believe it or not, sometimes I would stay up that late then
Right.
too.
All right. Just in fairness to Ben, though, have you heard of Gundam before he sat down to talk?
I did, yeah.
I knew.
I mean,
I know
I
it
know
was
I
giant
mentioned it to you
robots.
guys.
That's
Yeah.
what I knew.
That's
But
what I knew,
heard
but
of it.
I couldn't name one character. Not like
I mean, even like when Tony was saying about the military stuff, I want to kind of touch up on that then as well. There are, believe it or not, there are some military functions. There's these things that are called funnels. Now, that hummingbird-like one,
This guy?
they have these things called funnels, and what they are, they're like mechanized, like mini little AI that float around, kind of like the Star Wars where where you're trying to dodge the laser beam. They would shoot laser beams, and they're actually trying to use it for guided missiles, like to float and actually do like drone work then too. Beam sabers are a huge thing then too, because. And I know Tony said something about it. He goes, "Hey, you're ripping off of Star Wars." Well, I'm going to get to that in a little bit.
It looks just like a lightsaber.
But the thing is, they're made out of Gundanium alloy. It's like a tough metal alloy. So, like, instead of having, like,
So
packing all
5
that
claws
power...
that come out of my fingers, but it's made out of a different metal. I'm not ripping off Wolverine.
Well, let me just finish because see, it's lighter armor. That's why Gundanium alloy is kind of like a titanium of sorts, where it's super light and malleable. It could be worked, but it's incredibly tough versus like an actual iron where it'd be super heavy. Yeah, it's easy.
Like Mithril.
Yeah, like it's pretty interesting how they
vibranium.
how they did
Let's keep
that.
saying the
But they would use beam sabers or like beam cannons in order to destroy these things. So like to have like these huge guns that would shoot these lasers, it's just crazy how it would just charge up and then shoot and like blow away these nearly invincible machines then too. And there's a lot of research into it too, where with that statue that I was talking about, Japan was saying, hey, guess what? Let's try and make this thing move. let's figure out a way, like, let's engineer this thing to fucking move. And like it actually would light up. The cockpit would open up. I mean, it would open up and it would like be like kind of functioning there. And I don't think they're too far away from it. Maybe in the next 30 years or so, we might eventually see it walk in footage. Like that's
If they release that technology from Area 51, sure. Now, I just want to bring up something here quick.
Yeah, sure.
Unless you're bringing it up, I was going to bring up the top 25 franchises of all time.
I'm kind of like getting to there.
Okay.
So, since then, in 2018, now granted, we're just going off of that, it became one of the top 15 grossing franchises. Now, I saw 14, I saw 13. I'm going to go with 14 just to be on the safe side. Mm-hmm. $26 billion.
Yeah, so just to kind of put it in perspective here, I'll just do 25 up. We'll do it quick.
Yeah.
25 with $17.6 billion. Transformers. 24.
This is franchises, right?
Franchises. 24, Peanuts. 23, James Bond. 22, Lord of the Rings, Middle Earth. 21, Yu-Gi-Oh! 20, Toy Story. 19, One Piece. 18, Cars. 17, Fist of the North Star. I have no idea what that is.
That's an anime, yeah.
It does say manga here. Manga.
Yeah,
16,
they did
Barbie. 15, Dragon Ball. 14, Gundam. So it's beating out Dragon Ball Z.
It's beating out Barbie. How
And
about
Barbie,
that?
yeah. 13 doesn't beat out Batman, though. Batman. 12, Spider-Man. 11, Harry Potter. 10, Marvel Cinematic Universe. 9, Mario. 8, Jump comic series.
That's Shonen Jump. That's like the big comic magazine in Japan.
Okay. 7, Disney princesses. 6, I don't know how to pronounce this one, but
Ampa Man.
there you go. You nailed it.
I looked at the list.
5, Star Wars. 6, Mickey Mouse and Friends. 3, this is shocking to me as well as Ben. We were talking about it. Winnie the Pooh. It's the
Yeah,
third
that-
biggest
yeah.
franchise in the
Over
world.
Star Wars?
Yes. So I don't know
That's
how.
fucking nutty.
I don't know about
Biggest meaning how? Like money generated?
Many generated.
that. How did Winnie the Pooh make more money than Mickey when Mickey owns?
$76 billion Winnie the Pooh made.
Wow.
No, unless they're selling toys for fucking
Yeah.
$100 million a piece. Number 2, Hello Kitty.
Yeah, it's
And then number 1 is Pokemon.
Yeah.
But Winnie the Pooh way up there.
Yeah.
I mean, it is true. I mean,
I don't own anything Winnie the Pooh.
How many? I mean, I have Winnie the Pooh tattooed on me, but how many times do you go to Walmart at 3 in the morning and people are wearing Winnie the Pooh pajama pantses?
But that's not even. That's not even. You would be more likely to see a Dragon Ball T-shirt, I would think.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Or
Yeah, well-
Spider-Man or Batman.
Or Batman, even better
Yeah.
example, Batman.
Yes.
Hello Kitty. I'd
Yeah.
I'd see that probably. I would say before Winnie the Pooh. It's
Yeah.
weird.
But like it also had like Gundam actually had a cultural impact as much as Star Wars. So it's kind of like, you know, I guess like the space war, like the space opera or space war is kind of like an appealing and alluring thing for Americans and Japanese people, that like giant robots are just like an added extra. Like,
So you're
'cause
telling
they
me
like
there's a
that
guy
concept.
inside of this?
Yes.
So it's not Iron Man or anything.
No, that's an actual like suit that a person controls.
It's like Pacific
Mobile
Rim.
Suit Gundam.
Have you ever seen the Pacific Rim movie? Where they're in, it's like pretty much a guy inside of a thing and he controls the big mech. Like Power Rangers.
You remember Exo Squad, right?
Oh, God.
Yes, I
They were
do.
cool
It's like
toys.
Exo Squad. They were great toys.
Power Rangers.
Yeah, but they weren't that big.
Exo Squads?
Yeah, no, they just...
No, they were a little bit taller than a man.
It's like
yeah.
instead of all of Power Rangers forming up and making Megazord, like one
guy
person
flies
controlled
it. Yeah.
Megazord.
I mean,
Could you imagine though? Do you think about it, like the synchronicity you have to be with your buddies?
Yeah,
Could you imagine if all 5 of us had to control a bodysuit?
Yeah, Genesis.
Yeah.
And, like you had a leg and you had an arm and you had a leg and I had an arm. Like we would be the most fucked up robot.
Look
of
like
all
a
time.
drunk person.
Yeah, just really,
Hold on, I don't know what I'm doing. Hold on. Oh, left? Oh,
Ben,
man.
scratch my ass.
The robot just blows up.
so is that anything else you have to add to it?
I kind of wanted to say, like, kind of going off of you then, too, in the sense that, you know, there's a lot of influences, like, a lot of impact, like Pacific Rim. There's even some shows that kind of do it, like Neon Genesis, Evangelion. Robotech is a big one. I think that might have even came before.
I want to fact check that after the episode. I was sitting here
I'm
thinking.
I
thinking
remember
that might-
seeing ads in comics for Robotech from like the early 80s.
Right.
So it's close.
It might be pretty close, but it kind of like sparked a whole new thing, because that's a whole nother topic.
Is this like
we
the
could get
main
into.
guy right here?
There's a lot of them, Tony.
I mean,
There's
every
like-
time I see
That's
Gundam,
there's like
it looks
hundreds.
like it looks like it's the white, yellow, and blue guy.
yeah, every
Like
time I
him.
see Gundam, I always see that white,
Yeah.
yellow.
This is
and
just
blue robot.
Neo France's mobile suit that they fight for the tournament.
I like-
That's the only one that I
I
completed.
like the German
overall.
guy's name was like Hans Schwartz or something. So like,
That's the only one I've always ever seen.
But the
it looks-
RX-78 is
Because
exactly
it looks like
the one.
it looks like
that,
Voltron.
mhm.
I think what Ben's saying though is that you're probably not seeing the same one. You're seeing a variant.
Yeah, they
of
make
that.
different ones.
It's just that color scheme
Yeah.
is so in your mind.
I mean, there's so many different models of them. Like, there's like large armor ones. There's like there's just a lot of really neat
Tony
ones
Stark,
that you can actually.
Hulkbuster.
You know what's funny? Like people are like, "Man, I hope our military turns into this one day." But like, this is where I hope wars never happen on our soil, because like 2 robots fighting in the middle of a city, just everything's fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
Neon Genesis again. I'm telling you, watch
Everything's
it. They in Neon Genesis they engineer their city to go underground. All the buildings just the earth is hollow underneath Tokyo, New Tokyo, so the skyscrapers just go down.
oh,
And then now the city's down here under
Yes,
the ground
protect it.
because that happens every time one of the angels come to town. And they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
we're gonna get fucked up. Put Tokyo down," and all the buildings go down. It's pretty wild. The poor people outside Tokyo, they're fucked.
it don't matter.
Natural selection.
Not quite.
No. But seriously though, the series is still going strong. I mean, it's a very fun hobby if you ever decide to get a model kit then too, because they are fun. I even have some of the paints then too. I'll show like off camera later just to give an idea. But I really wanted to get back into them, and I like this year I wanted to do quite a bit of things.
You should get your house
overall.
done first.
I'm getting there. They didn't even call me for my house permit for the house permit to look it over yet.
Really?
They didn't have a problem checking my fucking $100 cash check.
Of course.
And it's just like the guy's part time too. I'm like, can't fucking
I'm
win.
trying to move into a house here, buddy.
Yeah, but
Like I'm fucking homeless.
I can't wait to come crash your pad.
but you're gonna see like a lot. Like you're gonna see
Wow.
the cool game. A cool
This house
game
gonna look
room.
like fucking the 40-year-old virgin.
I cannot wait.
I don't even care. I want to play with all the toys.
Oh, he's not gonna let you touch him.
I even figured.
No,
and-
Ben's an out of the box kind of guy.
And to be quite-
He proved it.
Well, to be quite honest with you, I was actually going to get like a large screen television. Actually, going to mount it like where my closet's going to be, so we can actually have a couch that sits, so we can see who's coming in, and then like you can see my backyard and all too. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of stuff. Like I have my movie chair still from the old movie theater. I'm gonna put
Yeah, I have to
back
put mine- I
together.
have to put mine together.
I might make that into a rocking chair, just because.
But did you know there was a Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3?
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, that blew up. Like that's the first.
Well,
that's
do you have any
series.
more on the topic?
Other than that, nothing really. But it came out like 2 years after Star Wars, so kind of figured, oh, well, we're gonna try and do the whole space opera.
Well, good job, man. You did a really good job on the topic tonight. You did good research.
Yeah.
Very educational.
Very fun stuff. Definitely take a look in some of those series I recommended then too, because they're probably my favorites, and that's what made me fall in love with the whole thing then too. And even putting the model kits together, yeah, you might be hitting your brain.
I just think maybe
wrecking your brain
when it comes to the American audience. I think it would have been huge if we never knew about Voltron and Power Rangers and Transformers.
Wrong place at the wrong time, but I mean, it still has its market.
So I think like when America sees
Yeah, they're like, oh, that's copying
Voltron
this.
and Transformers and Power Rangers, and they're like, yo, but you should see this Japanese thing called Gundam, and they're like, fuck that.
I don't need another Power Ranger.
Yeah, that's it. Just
I had Robotech.
we were
toys in the
literally
80s.
obsessed with the thing that was ripping off the main thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But all right, that'll wrap it up for Not Cool in High School for the brand new year. We're going to keep doing this. New
2020,
topics every week. Yeah, 2020, we're here. New decade. New year, new us, but still nerds.
And I'm not gonna lie too. I like that the question aspect of it then too. Kind of like kind of explain a little bit more. That was pretty fun.
Bounce the wall-
I
bounce it off the wall.
enjoyed myself.
It was good. I think the topics were fun. We'll keep that going.
Yeah, for people that don't know anything about it.
Absolutely.
That was fun.
All right, and then next week we're going to do Dungeons and Dragons, which I have a lot of questions because I don't know anything about that either.
We'll talk about it off camera.
Yeah.
But if Mark, I got to talk with Andy. If Mark wants to be present for that, maybe we'll do
Wonder
2
Woman,
weeks.
Do Wonder Woman this next week, and then all right, we'll do that. We'll do Wonder Woman next week, and then Dungeons and Dragons 2 weeks.
Can't wait.
Cool. All right, everyone, that'll do it for Not Cool in High School. Thank you for joining us for this brand new year. We look forward to hanging out with you guys, and we'll see you soon.